All right, welcome to the Finding Truth podcast here on Unscripted Truth TV. Logan back at it again on another week. We're on episode 96, as you can see right down here. Inching closer to that triple digits, baby. So that's rather exciting. Hopefully, maybe we can come up with something as a community, or as me and TruthShaman can come up with something for the big 100. I am curious to see if I can put together a movie type of podcast where we've talked about doing, like a decode of a movie. That'd be really fun. I have a couple of ideas for a potential movie to break down, and of course that means I would like rent it on my computer, and so that way I can take screenshots and go over it and really try to make it like it work for you guys, because obviously I can't just play the whole movie or else I would. But yeah, something like that I think could be really fun. But that does require, help me out, give me any suggestions. We'll go over some options later on in the podcast, and if you agree with those, you can vote for those, or you can just give us any suggestions you have for like movies that are. I mean, it doesn't really. There's no real necessary criteria, but just whatever you guys feel is a good movie to break down, but especially bonus points for it being like, the hidden messages are always big, and like the kind of the point behind breaking it down would be to, expose the tropes or the hidden meanings within the movie, not just to watch it to entertain ourselves, but that would just be a little icing on the cake. But yeah, guys, welcome in. And yeah, this week is gonna be a little bit shorter of an episode. Real busy out here on the property, especially with work. Been stretched extremely thin, and but it's winding down. But of course, it's going to wind down, and then I'm about to have my my child, so it'll ramp right back up, but in a different way. But that'll be a new exciting chapter. But before then, I haven't had an excessive amount of time to do any kind of digging into, ideas for these episodes. It's really gonna be off the cuff. I'm hoping TruthShaman, once he gets in, he may have some avenues we can travel down. But yeah, that's where you guys can come in whenever if ever you guys have any ideas for what we should cover, hit us up, and that'll give us at least a little idea of where to point our free time at researching and coming up, and presentations and things of that nature. But yeah, I did want to quickly touch on. I did a community post now because I looked into the NASCAR race just very briefly. Unfortunately, like it has been pretty much the last couple of months or so. I just haven't had that dedicated time to really put my foot down and get jump in the pool of researching these races, and like I was last year. But it is a nighttime race, or an afternoon race. So they started at 4. They're about halfway through, and as it stands, we have Joey Thomas Logan. Very similar to my name, but he's leading the race. He sat at 11th on the grid, on the pole. Briscoe's moved up. It's been alternating between Hocevar, Blaney, Briscoe. SVG's been running almost third this entire race. Now, what I think is kind of interesting is if he was to get his first oval win, this would make a very interesting place for him to get it. So that thought didn't cross my mind when I was looking things up. But since then, I was like, I think it's only a matter of time before he gets his first oval, and it'd be very interesting if he got it here, just because of the history of this track and how they're bringing it back after as long as they have, after 30 years. It'd be interesting to kind of like keep the slate wiped clean by using a road course specialist to get the win here, make it even like more historic, make it like a historic headline, even more historic type thing. They like doing that kind of stuff, but that remains to be seen. A lot of interesting things. I did a community post, which I guess I can bring up. Here, give me a second. I can bring up the community post. It might be easier to just read off that. But yeah, but just with the quick notes that I had. Oh, I see. In the wrong section. Here we go. Oops. All right. So this is like the behind the scenes. Let me make this a little bit bigger. All right. So this is what I was kind of able to scrum up. So I said a few thoughts on the narrative. I think that has to be used in some way tonight in NASCAR. Now, for those of you who don't know, they've only used North Wilkesboro, which is where they're at, for All-Star games as of late, in recent past. I think the last 2 years, or maybe 3 years ago, and then last year. And me and Austin have covered North Wilkesboro as it is one of those 201 tracks. So let me bring this up. As we've highlighted, all these tracks have numbers that pay homage to the Jesuits and Jesuit order. Like, I mean, as far as I know, every single one. Whether it's the county that they're the actual track exists in, because a lot of times, like it'll be like Atlanta, Memphis, wherever they are, the major city, the major thoroughfare. It's actually it's like a nearby county that the track is actually at, and that track or that city's name will, just about every single time throw up the common numbers that you see relating to the Jesuit order, and that's spurred on discussions between me and Austin about, just how well they have this web set up, because these tracks were built a long time ago. There's very few like super new tracks. A lot of these are renovated older tracks, and they have like a deep rooted history. And so it's funny that these tracks go back to the founding and the root of stock car racing, and they're all in cities and towns and suburbs that, lo and behold, pay homage to the same old numbers that we always see with the dastardly controllers of our known world right now. And then, of course, the Jesuits are just one part of it. You're talking about the Catholic Church and just the organizations that stem from it, the umbrella, you could call it. But yeah, it's obviously far-reaching, and we talk. No need to get too deep into that. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. At least I hope you do. But yeah, North Wilkesboro has that 201, and so it's always kind of a key track to try to like. It's at least worth taking a look at a couple of the drivers. And funny enough, two of those drivers that we were keen on whenever they went to North Wilkesboro were Hendricks drivers, Larson and Elliott. So, and Larson, if you guys don't know, these hilarious names, but his middle name is Miata. Yeah, it's not spelled like the car, but it's phonetically the car. And it's just in racing, there are so many names that are just car names. I mean, Carson Hocevar, Shane Van Gisbergen. It's just they just don't stop. There's more and more and more. Not to mention just the outlandish names too. Dick Trickle. I mean, it just there's so many. It's pretty funny. But yeah, Kyle Larson has that 201, and he's been all these people have sold out to the beast, you could call it, but maybe none great. Well, I would say none greater than Kyle Larson, but actually, as of last season, we have one greater. We have Denny Hamlin, who, tossed his daddy in the incinerator. So before that, it was just Kyle Larson's manager and using the N-bomb. But actually, he has been surpassed by Denny Hamlin. But I'll continue this conversation, but let us welcome our esteemed co-host, Uncommon Truth Shaman. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's not too bad. How are you doing?
Oh, I am doing just fine. A little warm, but I've never minded the heat.
Oh, the humidity is what is terrible.
Yeah. Northwest, not really known for its humidity. It's actually
Southeast is pretty humid. It's been humid for the last couple weeks. Really, it's kind of miserable. It won't even be that hot, really. It's like temperature wise, it's just like 70 plus humidity every day. It sucks, a little bit.
Yeah, I've only really heard. I've never had a chance to visit like much of the U.S. or anything like that. I've only been to 3 other states. So yeah, just Oregon, Washington, Nevada, California. Those are the only states I've ever been to.
That's like exactly where I haven't been, pretty much. Plus a couple other states, but as far west as I've been is Vegas. I went to Vegas one time. That's as far west as I've been. Dude, I was just hearing you talking about their names, and how like car related and racing related all the drivers' names are. Chase, all the stuff. And I was just having a conversation like 2 days ago because, like I've told you, the WNBA has just been fire. I just went 3-0, another sweep tonight in WNBA for my WNBA picks. Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, it's just I don't know. That's WNBA is legit. But to your point about the names, I was pointing out to somebody the Chicago WNBA team, the Chicago Sky. And like one of their best players, and you hear it, all the time. Her last name is Cloud. And it's just like, dude, come on, Cloud for the Sky. Okay, all right. No one sees that. Like, no one's picking up on how ridiculous. No, okay.
Yeah,
we can pretend like this is real. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's the names are just like it's like. They got to be stage names, but that like even just thinking about kind of the ins and outs of like being on the stage, it's just like it to me, it's just like, man, these people, honestly, it's kind of like dweeby and nerdy. It's like it's very much so like I guess they are actors, but it's it's almost like the drama club. It's just all. It's just like it's so extra and so.
They're all thespians, man. They all are thespians. Like,
good point.
How common is it? It's super uncommon. If an actor is like using their legit real name, I believe it's probably 99.9% don't. Like some variation, or they changed it or whatever. But to actually go by their legit legal name, they don't do it. And it's just a common thing. Everyone accepts that. That's fine. Well, it's the same thing with these athletes and drivers and all this as well.
And it's one thing to say it's like the age of technology, but they've been doing this forever. So like nobody's gone, no major musicians or Hollywood big shots from even way back in the day. It's like, was Humphrey Bogart really Humphrey Bogart? I don't. But anyway, I was going over my notes that I made for this race. It is another afternoon race, so it's going on currently, and we're just over halfway through. We got Logano at first, Hamlin second, a little Bubba action in third.
I would prefer Briscoe.
Yeah, Briscoe's sitting fourth. He pulled pretty poorly, but he moved right on up there. But then look at who's in fifth, guys. This is an oval, and I was kind of leading into this because I didn't really put it in the notes, or like I thought about this later. But it would be very interesting is if SVG was somehow able to get his first oval win at this particular track. Now, do you know anything about this particular race or this track that they're doing today?
No, I was listening to it. I was like taking a shower earlier, and I was listening to on YouTube one of the guys who like does play-by-play, I guess, for the race. And so I was listening to it because I do have Briscoe, a ticket out for Briscoe to win, so that would be cool. And then there's like 3 good decodes in Zach's Patreon. One was the dude was on Briscoe and Blaney and Bell, which Bell I think is like a couple laps down, so that sucks.
Yeah, but well, don't careful now. That almost might be worth a live bet on him sometimes. I've seen it happen.
Dude, if it hit, that would be major, man. What is he, only 1 down now? Okay.
A lap down, yeah. So yeah, the guys I saw was potential for Blaney to repeat, and those are through a few of the numbers in his name and things of that nature, as also his birthday. But I was going over. I can just keep going. So yeah, North Wilkesboro. So this is a track that hasn't been on the circuit for quite some time, since '96. They've only used it for the All-Star races. So if you heard of North Wilkesboro recently, it's just been through the All-Star races.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it whenever I saw where they were racing. I didn't. Where is it? Virginia or something? Where is that?
That sounds about right. North Carolina. Okay, so even more hard.
So that's close to me. That's not too far away from me.
So that maybe we're just thinking about something else. So anyway, but we'll see. But yeah, so they're going back to North Wilkesboro. The last driver to win a Cup Series race there was Jeff Gordon, and he did that against Dale Earnhardt Jr. Back in '96. And there's a lot of connections to Jeff Gordon in the numbers through this race. Interestingly enough, you talk about like names and stuff like that. NASCAR might be the most what's the word? They just yeah, exactly. I was thinking for a one word for that term, but yes, absolutely. Conspicuous. No. Inconspicuous. Anyway. They just put it right in your face. But like there's so many Williams. It's like Chase Elliott. It's like, yeah, my boy Chase. Bro, his name's William. His name's William Clyde Elliott. Why? It's like, oh, but Chase is his name. It's like, okay. They do that a lot. But anyway, Ryan Blaney, he's got that Michael middle name as well, as we've highlighted. And, that's Jeff Gordon's middle name as well. And it's like, it's so funny. It's just Jeffrey Michael Gordon. And then you have Michael Jeffrey Jordan. It's just, come on. And you have like the GOAT of NASCAR and the GOAT of the NBA. And now Michael Jordan's a NASCAR co-owner. These things are not coincidences. No way, no how. There's absolutely no way. But interesting thing about Blaney's full name.
Dude, his mustache is phenomenal, though. Like it looks fake. His mustache looks fake. Isn't that wild?
It's because he looks like so different without it.
Yeah.
But
he looks like a person from the 1860s. He kind of has like an 1860s type of look,
Let's take a look. Oh, he does the curl. I did not notice the curl.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Looking guy, yeah.
Like an oil tycoon kind of curl going on there. For all we know.
You're talking about in your face and like on the nose. I don't know if I brought this up to you before. I don't know. I might have. But it was a handful of years ago. It was the race was the Bushy McBush 400. It was the name of the race, the Bushy McBush 400. And I want to say the winner was like either Kyle Busch or and then like second was like Chris Buescher, and like the Busch Light car was in third place. The top three were all like either Bush in their name, Buescher, or Busch Light car in the Bushy McBush 400. It was just absolutely ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? The winner. It was probably Kyle that year right there. Literally, Kyle Busch is number one. And then it was like the Busch Light car was number two. And I think maybe like there was another tie for the third place that had some relation to Bush. But yeah, the Bushy McBush 400 with Kyle Busch winning, the Busch Light car. No, I guess he was 17. So I don't know what it, but at least there was like three things to this as far as the first, second, and the name of the race. How ridiculous is that?
Well, this wasn't placement, I don't think. Was this placement?
Oh, it's not the placement of it?
I don't.
Oh, that's by number, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the number of their cars. Okay.
Yeah. So where's the?
This is the poll. I haven't.
Oh, here we go.
These are stages. So let's see. Just the finish. Looks like this is the finish.
Okay, yeah. Bushy McBush 400. Kyle Busch wins it. Kevin Harvick was driving the Busch car. Yeah. And then, I don't know, I guess third place wasn't, and whatever. But
Brad's favorite beer is Busch Light, guaranteed.
Exactly.
You had to know that detail.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's pretty funny.
Buescher had a top 10 finish. Buescher had a top 10 finish in the Bushy McBush. I mean, talk about on the nose, dude, in your face, you know?
And then Kurt's even 15th.
Yeah, man, come on.
It's tough.
I struggle with that, man. My mind got blown a little bit today because the last game of the World Cup was on, right?
Yeah.
And I
was going to talk about it.
Okay, never mind. I'll save it.
I mean, okay. I mean, we can do it right after this.
Yeah. Well,
no, I have it pulled up right here. So
yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Mention it. Okay.
I'll definitely remember what I was going to say. So
it'll be reminded. So yeah. What I was showing is they do have that geometry connection. North Wilkesboro and his full name has that 78. And the other things that I noticed. But yeah, this I think they could really pull a huge tribute out to Jeff Gordon through this one, with him being the last one that won at this track. And here the numbers for North Wilkesboro, as I just showed. We highlighted that this was a 201 stadium and all that good stuff. But so yeah, I mentioned the Dale Earnhardt over Jeff Gordon over Dale Earnhardt. But my question was like if maybe Byron could get on the board. The thing is like I don't even know if Byron is still soul tied to Bill Lee or not, but he does drive that 24, obviously. So that was a thought in my mind. But then there's also Austin Dillon, who drives the 3, like Earnhardt drove. So I was looking at him. I didn't really see a whole lot. Let's go back. Let's see where's homeboy sitting. Not tied down. Austin Dillon. He's 19th. A lap back.
On the 19th, watch him make a run for it. Oh, lap down. That'd be crazy.
I mean, that would be a dark horse. I don't think a lot of people have Austin Dillon on their ticket. I am not 100% where he pulled. He pulled 12th, so not that bad. But yeah, that'd be interesting. He's my age. But I also didn't look into the window world and like what that is. I usually do. So we can do that live here in a minute. But okay, back to the posts. So yeah, Jeffrey Michael Gordon, and that has the 204 and the 102. The 102 is highlighted, I'll show you, but it has that 204 like North Wilkesboro. And the 102 is very interesting because from the anniversary of, so September 29th is when they ran that last race at Wilkesboro where he won. That anniversary, the upcoming anniversary in September, or from today's date to that anniversary is 10 weeks and 2 days, just like 102 in his name as well. I thought that was interesting. And then I just mentioned that you have a Hendrick driver who has the 201 connection, them just the 84 as well in North Wilkesboro. That's Jeff Gordon's birthday, August 4th. So, but the thing about Blaney and him potentially going back to back is it's always easy to remember his birthday because it's New Year's Eve. So it's really, really easy to place where he's at, what day of the year it's going to be. It's always going to be the last day of the year to count forward. Well, today's the 200th day of the year.
Yep.
So it's 201 days from his birthday. So that's another interesting little tidbit for him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about all I saw. So it wasn't anything
I had no idea that Jeff Gordon's middle name is Michael. I didn't know that until now. Again, how ridiculous. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Jeffrey Michael Gordon. Absolutely insanity. That's just insanity.
And the G and J thing is a phonetic joke they like to play a lot because those two things, they've always been conflated when they added vowels. Like those are newer vowels. Just like, Yeshua, it's not there, the J was not
it wasn't even
prevalent. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so same. Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, so can we entertain the organic side for a second? You're pointing out that this is the first points race since 1996. We're talking about
30 years.
Michael Jordan, or see, this is crazy. Jeff Gordon winning in 96. This is the 96th episode of UTTV.
Oh, good point. And wait, didn't the Bulls win in 96 too?
They did. Yes, absolutely. The organic side had to wink at us once, or twice. That's pretty cool.
Yep. And it's in North Carolina where Jordan made his name.
Dude. Yeah.
Just real quick, let's see from February, I believe it's February 17th. I always got to double check. I really should remember by now. Yeah, February 17th. Let's see from his birthday to today, because you really got to wonder how long they'll keep Tyler Reddick on the schneid, because he's just fallen and Denny's passed him already. And now Denny's, been running better every race, and they've been making excuses for him now. And then there's infighting between Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin again this year. I don't know if you guys, do you know about last year, the little the dramedy they did last year with Denny Hamlin? And
did it ever come to blows? I didn't know this. No,
it didn't come to blows. Well, verbal, but it was so funny. It was Bubba's interview we were cracking up, because Bubba's he's a character. He's a caricature, unfortunately, too, but he is a character. And that shit was so funny. But it was very similar last year. He didn't respect him as his boss or anything like that, because they would get into scrapes on the, and this is where the narrative came, we were able to see through the narrative that Denny Hamlin is an absolute gatekeeper of the script. 100%, no doubt in my mind and Austin's mind, he is 100% a gatekeeper of the script. He makes sure things flow out there the way they're supposed to be flowing.
That's why he drives number 11. I mean, that's a master builder number. Absolutely. One of the reasons, you know what I mean?
And just his position as well. The fact that he, represents a team and also races for the most prestigious team as well, or one of the most prestigious teams. It's very weird. I've always how can there not that should, it reminds me of basketball. Have you seen basketball?
Oh, dude, I was just thinking about that movie
I'm writing this one down too, because I have a little thing going for
I was driving down the road. I even remember where I was at, but I think it was 3 days ago. I was thinking about basketball. That's so wild. You bring that movie up. I
love that movie.
It's awesome. I was feeling nostalgic. We are good. And I was thinking about basketball.
That's one of the most quotable movies that I've seen in my whole life.
Matt and Trey are, man, those guys.
They're gatekeepers in their own right.
They did so much to my brain, I feel like, as I was a kid, you know what I mean? As far as just like shaping the way I think, you know, in certain ways. I think that the degradation of morality severely got shifted, and they were heavily involved in mine, at least, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? Like, just real quick.
Telling your elders to respect your authority. It doesn't go so well, you know?
But about that, like, that kind of it's much more than lampoon. You know, the previous era would be the lampoon movies, you know, whether it had lampoon in the name or not. They were just movies that were, you know, what people would consider just I guess just for kicks, but also you know, it's just what's the word? Anyway, senseless humor kind of thing. Even though I think they're funny, but that you know, really ramping it up with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, what they did, it's so funny when you think about it. It's like, think about like religious organizations. I'm going to throw a bone to even the strict Christians, even the ones that I don't necessarily agree with. Looking with 2020 hindsight, man, if they had it their way, this world would be, I think, a whole lot better, because they didn't want you watching South Park. They didn't want you watching any of that stuff. They didn't want you watching NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, all these things. Just look at what that era did to that. They took the last bastion we talk about, those 90s kids, which I was one of. They took, now I think I dodged a lot of it, but at the same time, my peers got swept up one after another. And now we are the parents of this generation, and it's fucking good because it just did its job. In literally 1.5, 2 generations, they absolutely destroyed values that were more mainstream. And now there's like, no one even thinks about values. No one even thinks that that's a thing to think about. And yeah,
I made this exact point the other day, specifically that I'm like, no one even pays attention. I was talking to someone about, like, you know, because I'm my nieces, and I was talking about how, like, you know, it's so easily, if my sister was sitting right there, there could be like the halftime show for pick your sport. It's a satanic ritual or a negative ritual right in your face. I mean, they literally put the symbolism in blatant right in your face. It's a whole thing. But people are so desensitized to it, and like especially thinking in the innocence, which is not true, of sports.
Mm-hmm.
They think, oh, it's just a halftime show at a soccer game. Oh, it's just a halftime show at a football game, and they don't even put it in their mind to even compute the fact that they would even put something like that in the middle of a football game. Why would they even do that? You know, that's where they're at with it. So it's like the halftime show would be over before there's even a chance, probably, if my sister would realize what her kids were watching. You see what I'm saying?
I do. And I think one of the key factors of that is people don't have any they don't have any empathic traits. And I don't like using that word because like they really dull words down that should be like mainstream. They ruin the words by giving you like hippies or retards using the word, and they're like the front runners of those words, and so they really spoil them. But like what I mean by that is it's not just good things, not just like, oh, I sense the pain, no, but it's like you need to be able to sense the evil as well. You need to understand why someone would do evil. You need to understand why they need a spectacle to draw in as many people as possible. You need to understand that if you were the villain, you would probably do something like that too, and stop acting like there's no one that would ever do that. Like, just because you might not want to right now, you're not the same person that was born and bred into a system that pushed them to be the next God emperor of the world. That's very few people.
you need to understand that can happen and what that would look like without just dismissing every single thing because you've never been given the opportunity. Duh, you haven't. You're a retard who likes the spectacle. You're never going to be the God. That's not the God King material, but you should at least be able to understand why groups would want to keep you boxed in to these spectacles and going a certain way, and just nobody does. They just don't even. It's like the Illuminati trend. That's one of those things they use as a killer for real people that believe and understand the world. They just get to see person after person after person mock the truth over and over and over again. And then it's just, I'm talking street interviews, and I'm not saying that none of this wasn't all set up. For all I know, it all could have been set up and all the street interview people were just in on the game. That's not the point. That's almost proving my point, because that's like showing that the system has this like demoralizing tactic for the truth. It's very matrixy. How the Matrix isn't, there's just NPCs. They're not doing things to catch the NPCs' attention. They're doing things to draw in the awake people. They want to see the awake people like a beacon so that they can move in on it. But if the last thing the Matrix wants is people, squirming within the system that undetected. And now you might think, oh man, you're talking like a certain person. I'll actually get to the Tate drama if you don't know about this, but the Andrew and Tristan Tate thing, because he always talks about the Matrix. But that's another point. They take this conspiratorial talking point, which is the Matrix, which is a concept. It doesn't mean, oh, it's exactly like the Matrix. We're in a simulation. There's robots everywhere. That's not what it means. The Matrix means systemic control and your place in that systemic control. But they'll use an Andrew Tate to make it retarded. That's what I just wove like 6 different things, just not even trying to, but it all worked out. But
that's how it is, though. I mean, if you are paying attention to like this, the nth degree, it gets overwhelming. Because everything that comes in, it's in another genre of our reality or whatever, but they all overlap. They're all intermingling. The numbers run through. There's a similar kind of just, it could be through the numbers. It could be through the kind of the symbology of it or related events. I saw that there was 3 mass shootings yesterday and last night, early morning Sunday. Okay. Did you hear about this at all?
There was 3 yesterday.
Yeah. So like last night,
Saturday for you.
Right. Exactly. And I don't know about the other 2, but one of them, I think the last one of the evening into the early wee hours of Sunday morning, like 2 actually they said 2:22, right? 2:20 a.m. in Asheville, there was a shooting. There was a shooting in Minnesota, and then there was a shooting in Arizona. So literally you have an East Coast, you have a Midwest, and a West Coast or West, end of the country. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Shooting all spread out, mass shooting all spread out all through the country in each kind of zone except for Mountain Time. But it was so interesting because the number of people that were shot in each one of them, there was 9 in Asheville, there was 9 in Minnesota, there was 9 in the Arizona shooting. I think it's Tucson. But today is 9-date numerology, right? In the Asheville one, there was 9 people shot, but 2 people killed. So it's the kind of the headline of it was 2 dead, 7 injured. Well, today is Sunday, the gematria of Sunday, 72, 27, 90, and 27. So you have the 2 dead, 7 right there. It's 720 or 20/7. The 2s and the 9s were all over it. And then plus, if you look at it kind of in front of you like a map, Asheville, a 9 shot, Midwest, 9 shot, Arizona, 9 shot. Walk with me for just 1 second. I think the symbology in that's 999. And we all know what happens if you flip it upside down, right? Well, what if it's not about, the symbology is not about you flipping the numbers upside down? What if the symbology is our reality is about to get flipped upside down? And then so we see the truth of it. You know what I mean?
Very, astute.
Because Zach's been talking after
observations.
this World Cup. Watch out. After this World Cup, shit's going to blow up. And so they just did a 999. And I think the symbology, me personally, is that we are about to get flipped on our heads. And then we'll see the actual number of it and the truth of it.
Well, you say that, and it reminds me that I believe there's a relationship with 999.
That's just how I interpret.
No, I got you, but I'm saying as well.
And with it hidden with the 2 and then the 7, and today's like Super 27. It's 27-day numerology as well. Sunday equals 27 2 ways, you know.
Well, here you go with what Zach is saying. 999 is widely seen as a symbol of divine completion, spiritual awakenings, and the turning of a new chapter, which I take as a reset.
Dude, I think that is last night. Can you find the headlines?
Yeah.
I saw it as a YouTube video. Some guy was doing it, and it was his thumbnail. It was like 3 mass shootings. So I clicked on it, and it had the video timestamped, and so it kind of the way it had it timestamped, I was able to see, and it kind of explained the different shootings whenever it got to that point in the video, and I was just how it had it lined out: 2 dead, 7 injured, and then I noticed
that there was interesting. There's a shooter just next door to this NASCAR race too yesterday. I didn't know about that.
I live so close to Asheville. I used to do a lot of stuff in Asheville as far as transporting animals and stuff. That's only like an hour and a half from where I'm at right now.
So did you see it before it flooded?
Yeah, it decimated where we used to have a transport location where we would, gather all the animals from different local shelters, and we would get them in the van. And sometimes I'd be the one to drive it up northeast to New York or whatever, or someone else, but I would help them load. But that area where we did that, it got destroyed. We had to start going to this church parking lot is where we had to go to. It was wild, dude. And so we were still doing transports, especially at that time. All the displaced dogs from that storm. I mean, dude, it was horrible. And so we were having to do all these special air transports. We would be changing vans at the church in the parking lot. You'd see the helicopters flying to drop like water and supplies to all the people that in different locations they had drop areas. Mm-hmm. And so where we were loading animals and where we would meet at, like you could see them flying in. There was helicopters going over here to this drop zone, going over here to this drop zone. They were super active. Actually, that's how some people even got around. They would have to get picked up in a helicopter. It's kind of wild. It was like Asheville was like the taxis were helicopters. It was kind of weird.
Just last week, there was another mountain flood this time in Texas. It's like strange that these mountain towns are flooding. It's very weird.
Yeah, I'm in the mountains. I
a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of water in them there mountains. That those are huge springs.
I'm in the same mountains as like the Asheville. Like we're in the same ridge, we're in the same mountains. And we've literally had torrential rain and storms every day for 2 weeks. It just did it like 2 hours ago here. So I get worried on Sundays because I worry about having like it knocking my stuff out because it's very easily in the mountains for us to lose our power. We've lost it maybe 5 times just in the last couple weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's tough. Where was the third one? I have the Arizona and the North Carolina.
It was Arizona, and then how do you say it? Hennepin, Minnesota was another one.
Minnesota, that's right.
Yeah, and then the other one.
Just look at how they keep these very familiar cities in states in the news like all the time. It's just like Asheville. Like I doubt the people of Asheville think that they're going to be on, next to countrywide stories multiple times, in quick succession. Here they are, and it's not somewhere you want to be. You not want to be on the news.
And I mean,
even if it's for something good. I'm not.
Again, there's the 9 right there.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Rain? Is that where it happened at a place called Rain?
It says Rain, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Talk about the millennial rain.
Purple rain.
Mm.
Yeah, there is symbolism in that name for sure.
They would have to go into
So it's outside of a nightclub, is what it says, right?
Yeah.
20 shot. All right, cool. Going into the wee hours of the morning, going into the 20th of the month. Gotcha.
Yeah.
On the 200th day of the year. Gotcha. Okay. You think it's a gay nightclub or a regular one? Because it's probably going with that theme again. You know. What was it? Pulse nightclub. There's been like multiple nightclub shootings that are like, and specifically targeting the homosexual or LGBT whatever community.
Or at least that's the narrative they want you to think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what they're wanting. That's the story, the drama line we got to push. So
it's hard to like look up this place without pulling that up.
I like how right there it was talking about Rain, the nightclub. It said nightlife reimagined, kind of sounding like, a reset. You know what I mean? Changing things up.
Well, the nighttime would be reimagined if based off the resets that I think happened, but it's funny.
right. I'm with you.
Rain nightclub. I just want to find the actual nightclub. Like what they say.
Oh wow! Did you see that? That's a chain of nightclubs. I saw they have one in St. Louis. They had a whole list of other locations across the country. So this is like corporate in that elite circles. Come on now,
Sure, there's a lot of interesting things going.
Yeah,
classy places.
And they said they had one in St. Louis. I can't remember where the other one said. Did you look up the Arizona one yet?
Yeah, I have that pulled up.
What was the name? Didn't it have an R name as well to the place it was at? The Regent or something, I want to say. I know it was in Tucson. I could have sworn it said. I might have been mistaken that with the Rain. I'm not sure.
I'm going to click on one of these bad boys.
All these at about the same time locally too. The Asheville was at 2:20. This one says 2 a.m. The other one was a nightclub. We can imagine. Pima County.
We're not quite there. They're just not quite there to be able to answer any questions. So just stay tuned to your local news. That one I don't see much on. Let's see.
Yeah, it didn't even say what the place was or anything, I don't think, did it?
Asheville, it says the Biltmore Avenue.
That's
shooting.
Ritzy stuff there at the Biltmore.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where I've heard that word. The Biltmore Estate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. That's where I heard that. Remember when I was telling you about Capability Brown and shit?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Oh shit, hold up. I've looked into the Biltmore Estate. Oh shit, that's right. It was when they flooded. Oh shit, yeah, dude. I looked a bunch of this. They were like, oh man, they're a corrupt ass place. They were like they have a huge sprawling acreage that like was basically untouched. It's crazy.
Can you imagine how many people have probably been transported through that area? You know,
Biltmores. Yeah. Okay. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah. People go vacation in there. My mom and my nana and my aunt and my nana's, she passed away, right? But her birthday, they were close together. And so all three of them went for like a long weekend and stayed there, whatever. The place is huge.
Yeah, they got a lot going on out there, and it's just these obscure places. It's just like, and they talk about like the founding date of the Biltmore too, and you're like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, but yeah, that's another story. But yeah, that's where I heard Biltmore before.
2 dead, 7 injured. All right, 27. And see, but think about this. You know what I mean? I know people that are in Asheville. And so say I was trying to like wake someone up about, or just at least if we were in conversation and I was trying to explain, whoa, what's that road? Short?
Showing my glass. Short cocks.
See, man, that again, yeah, the innuendos over here.
Hey, man.
You know?
The Biltmore is a grower, not a shower. All right.
And you just brought up Dick Trickle driving cars earlier. You know what I mean? I mean, they're blatant with this stuff.
Bro, just good luck growing up on Short Cox Drive. Like you're not inviting anyone over to your birthday party. That's for sure. You're renting out a place.
Absolutely. But yeah, like, so say if I was trying to talk to someone and I'm saying like, hey, this isn't even real. This isn't even actually happening. And they're like, what? No, and they have a very trusted friend that they know that lives in Asheville, and say that friend, they reached out and they talked to them to like confirm it. And that friend had seen the local news and the anchors had talked about this shooting. So that friend's like, oh yeah, it was on the news and blah, blah, blah. So that's all the person has to say.
Yeah.
And the person that I'm speaking with, that's the validation for them. And there's no way that I'm going to be able to convince that person to see otherwise, because they probably put a lot of stock in this person that is local to where the shooting was. And just because they saw it on the news, that is more than enough validation for them to accept the news story is the truth. And it's just an uphill battle, you know?
Yeah. It's one of those like automatic responses. And I've talked about this too. It's just people, it's like, think about school, how many projects they want you to do based off of a news article or a news story. So it's like you're getting your facts from the news because the news is facts. The news deals in facts, and you're just drilled that into the point where you give it authority without it having to like earn it. It's just subconscious authority in your mind that they know what they're talking about because they're the news. And it's just like, why are there 50 news channels? Which there won't always be. I do believe that they will, the cable 54, that will happen. There will be a conglomerated news station, and they'll package it as like a better way, like no more infighting. We're gonna, this is gonna be the true human experience will be shown throughout the news, so no one will feel alienated. It's gonna give you, they'll ask tough questions to the Republicans, and the red and the blue is gonna get it from this reporter. It'll cut that like bipartisan shit out, or the partisan shit out, and it'll trick people into thinking that there's something good to it, or it's necessary. And before you know it, it'll be, top down, just getting it from one Short Cox Avenue, bent over down Short Cox Avenue.
All right.
I did notice that it has that sweet little 56 right there, but yeah. 44 is interesting that a killing potentially took place, or a shooting. Shooting has that 44 as well. So
yeah, and that's interesting. So the 109 for shooting, you can see that as 19, as it was the 19th going in. Technically, it was the 20th, but it was the evening nighttime of the 19th, as well. It's just, it fascinates me how they line these things up in the way that they do.
It's just, I want to look up the reason it's called Short Cox Avenue, but I just don't have the time, to be honest. I do want to keep this one to about 2 hours. I'm here alone with my daughter, and she wants to do something before she has to go to bed. But anyway, so yeah, no, great mention here. 3 shootings last night into today. That's very, very interesting. And if you guys didn't catch my drift with Saturday, Zach talks about this all the time over at Gematria Effect News, our number games. But Saturday has that 109, 107. It's a perfect day for shootings. Obviously, you see that 109, 107 there. So happens all the time. I think what's the other big day? Wednesday or something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, keep your eye out, and just like he mentioned, you have a triple whammy, and it's also a triple whammy. It's just like where people are glued to the TVs with the World Cup going on, so they know people will be catching these stories, and in between, because it's American World Cup, they're getting commercials during. So it's like, make sure you pay attention to news after the game. You will have updates from Asheville. We'll have updates from Tucson. We'll have updates from Minnesota. So you know how they do it, and it's just
or
like,
just simply like when you really look and think about it, it's absolutely there's only one reason. It's what a weird advertisement, but college football is coming up here in like a month or so. And so while I saw a commercial with all the soccer games going on or whatever, I saw a commercial within the last couple of days. CBS Sports, it was real generic. Like it wasn't a whole lot of highlights or whatever. It was just kind of a little graphic that came up that was talking about CBS Sports, college football. And literally it was just saying what time it is on Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on Saturdays. But it was the only reason and really the only thing that you read almost on that whole, picture that they brought up was the 33. I mean, it didn't talk about any teams. It didn't show any teams. It was so generic. College football, CBS Sports, 3:30 Saturday, coming up in a month away or whatever. But it was like blatantly just to show the 33.
Yeah, CBS is always like it's so funny how they delineate between the main channels, like the Fox football games. There's been NBC games there's been ABC games back in the day. And like the CBS games, they keep their style so like purposely different, and it's like with like the announcers, it's like it's so funny how they do it when you can see it and notice it.
Yeah,
CBS has always been the like close to the cuff guys, like the professional, the suits, and like Fox football is more of the like the Grudens, the wow, it's getting wild over here. It's just like
Jimmy Johnson, just being wild. Well, it's like, so they have their different personalities as far as they go as those big broadcast stations, ABC, CBS, Fox, whatever. But the thing that they do hold on to is the 3-letter names. I mean, think about that. They could go by anything. You know what I mean? They don't have to go by a 3-word abbreviation, or not abbreviation, but, just the initial of each word. They could be called anything. It could be called one word, one syllable. It actually takes more energy and effort to say the ABC or Fox gets away with it. But my point is the three letters for their names. And what do we also know about 3-letter organizations? You know what I mean?
They're trustworthy.
It's a tell. It's a tell right there. The fact that they use the 3 letters is a way that you're supposed to realize what that actually is. It's not a broadcast company. Well, it is, but it's
what's
not
funny is it's the reverse effect for 90+% of people. Like I said, they'll trust Fox, they trust ABC, they trust NBC. So when the CIA comes out with a story, they're like, oh, I have a weird amount of trust for them because they got the 3 letters.
Or like you hear about FBI foiled a terrorist plot, and then they're like, oh,
NSA.
those 3 letters, man, they're great. They always get the job done.
The WHO.
You hear about the actions of the FBI on ABC.
So yeah, interesting stuff. Well, let's peek in at the race. Logano still doing his thing. Oh, it's very close to ending here. So we got SVG still running hard. So that's interesting. Might get his best finish on an oval. I'm pretty sure that would be if it ended like this. But
where's SVG from?
Auckland, New Zealand. He's a Kiwi.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll peek back in at this. Your boy is right there at third, so something to pay attention to.
Well, that was the same thing last week with Christopher Bell and. Number 2, you know what they say about second place? First loser, bro.
Yeah, the best loser.
That's right.
Of all the loser, he lost best. Let's quick. I want
actually they had that shame with Bubba though. You know what I mean? He actually came in third, but then they had to like throw Bubba out of it just because
Oh yeah. The two drivers got knocked last week. I was going to mention that as well, but. Because it did affect the polls this week.
Well, no, and who did you have? Because they came in third, but they were in first. Whoever you had, I can't remember who it was.
Carson,
or one of the drivers that you were talking about last week.
I was on Bell with you, but I also
right.
looked into Carson Hocevar, and he had a lot of.
That's right, Hocevar, and Hocevar was in first. I think like within the last restart or something like that. I'm pretty sure
he was winning the like last the second to last lap or the last half of the last lap before I got passed by Blaney.
Like, damn, Logan,
that shit pissed me off,
bro. And then it
like,
I don't know what happened.
That's just, bro. And it's so funny because it's just like, just the irony that Blaney's the one that does it. Just because, man, it's just like, bro, we had Blaney last year and he got cooked by Byron out of nowhere. Oh, dude, it was. And that was the same thing. Like, he lost to Byron the last, like, 2 laps when all he had to do was win that last race, and he would have stayed alive in the playoffs, and he ended up winning the last race.
I mean,
so he would have won.
It was within the last handful of laps, and I was looking at the YouTube dude that was calling it, doing his little play-by-play of it, and I literally had accepted. I was like, damn, Logan, he called that shit. He nailed it. And then it was like, boom, what happened, you know?
They're tightening up, as they tend to do, but don't be surprised to see a shakeup. I rarely do I see like a top 5 with 20 laps to go be the same top 5 at the end. That's not how they get viewer retention. That is not how you get viewer retention, is by the high drama at the end of a race being samey. There you go. I made it a little bigger for you. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, no.
I always forget about that.
Because you were saying that, you know, Asheville isn't too far away from where this race is, and it said that shooting last night started at 2:20, and right now we got
number 22
running 1 right now. So,
I believe his last win was at May sometime. Let's see if I was right. Let's see. Let's take a look at Mr. Joey since he's doing it. This is the standings. No. Oops. What is that? Here we go. Yeah, May 4th. May 4th, 2025. Let's take a look here.
Oh, man.
It's been a minute for the homeboy.
Dude, I know I was hating. I was throwing a little shade at the boomers. It's all generations, really, that deserve the shade in moderation. But I have boomer traits. And so, like you just said, let me would you like maximized it or whatever to magnify so I can
zoom
see
in
it.
on it? Yeah,
dude, I've had this on like a quarter screen or whatever this whole time. I just
how do I damn near do this? Is it the X? Is it the X that brings it up?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Grandpa, where'd you go?
This is wonderful though. Oh my gosh, just using the full screen, I can see everything. This is phenomenal, really.
It's a whole new world. Now I always remember his name, his full name is. Oh, he's got that 7884 going for him. Interesting. Peep the North Wilkesboro 7884, just like his.
Son of a bitch! I don't think my shit's gonna come, man. It'll be sweet.
No.
I put 5 on Briscoe. I think the payout for Briscoe was it's like 110, maybe 120. So
yeah,
like,
730.
It was worth a $5 bill. You know what I'm saying?
There's 17 laps left, so this is not nearly over. And
right.
There's Mr. Gibbs too, Mr. 54. That's interesting too.
Hold on, this is the 21st race of the season, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm going surface level for the 23rd. I'm going Bubba Wallace on the 23rd race. I just got, you know how sometimes you get that gut, and it's very surface level.
I would say
it worked on 19th race, so like I'm gonna try
true. I would say potentially that it just could be a Michael Jordan tribute, potentially. So where is the next race? Let's take a look.
Brickyard?
The Brickyard.
Snap.
Andy. Mm-hmm.
Andy at 11, man.
And who won there? Is that where Bubba got his win?
Really? Yeah.
Bro, I'm just asking the question, but I remember him getting his win somewhere like that.
Yeah, I remember seeing him kiss the bricks. I think you're correct.
Let's see. Oh, I have to go back.
All right.
That's the statistics, and then you go like by track. This UI is not okay. I gotta make it smaller so it's easier. There we go. Just by track. And then I'll just go. Okay. Wait. Let's just see. Yep, July 27th.
Mm.
Oh, wow. So it'll be the exact date as well. Well, that's the same race placement. So that'd be interesting.
So I guess what year was that he did that? Was that last year?
Yeah, last year he won there. That was his one win. That's what got him in the playoffs.
So it'll be 365 days from it then. Exactly right.
No, this was a day off.
Okay.
So July 22nd. But that's funny that you bring up Bubba, and he is the last one who won in Brickyard. So
yeah, it is wild.
And they're keeping him in the all the drama with 23XI, him and Denny Hamlin, and him getting penalized multiple. Like he might be the most penalized driver this year. He's always getting penalized.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just see the little updates afterwards. I don't really read the articles, but like I see them come up because I look at so much NASCAR stuff. They think I want to see everything, which it's fine. But
you gotta be careful because like especially with someone that like decodes and especially that's like very in tune and can spot all that stuff out like yourself, you get wrapped up in an article and you'd be seeing all these, just the line that's the narrative running all throughout the article that's written, next thing you know, it's been like
the one article that did lead me to a spot on call was the Kyle Larson's manager's death. And he won the Xfinity and the Cup Series that week. And that was my call.
That's so crazy that that they haven't raced here in so long.
Yeah. 30
where
years.
is that? I mean, yeah.
Oh, Hamlin's on his ass. Oh, he's right on. They do this all the time. Hamlin's always right there, dude. Oh, it's crazy how they do it. My boy Shane, he fell back. No. All right. It's got 22 and 11 back to back. Okay.
Yeah, look at how just Masonic and Jesuit the first force look right there that we see those numbers. Boom.
I mean, even and then we talk about
no,
Mr. Ryan,
like murder by numbers. Yeah,
Ryan Blaney. Got the 45-54 action, 153. Oh yeah. These names are picked out names at the very least, if they're even their actual like what they go by when they go back underground.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Because they're all got the connections. It's crazy. So we might as well just kind of stay glued to this for a little bit. Oh man, just
It must have been the very end of that. Sometimes these updates, like, so interestingly.
It's over?
Or it is a short track.
Or are they
doing a short track?
Are they doing overtime? You know?
I don't know if they will do overtime. It's hard to tell on this like thing either. I need, like I said, I should have a different tracker pulled up so you can like a more visual one. I guess I can try to do that. Let's see. I think NASCAR has a tracker. Do they? I guess I could just Google it. No, wait, yeah, they're not the ones that have it because they have like the RPMs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now. Oh, he must have won because they're slowed down.
He's not going, he's going 0.
Okay. He either crashed or won.
So we got a 22, 11, 19, 54. And then Blaney was in, where did Blaney come out? Okay.
11th. Interesting.
All right. I got it 11. All right, interesting.
It's just, dude, NASCAR's website might be the worst for like GUI. It's so bad. Like, why would they have an ad in the top 5? Why does this top thing take up 50% of the screen?
It's offensive,
bro.
Look at the best speeds at this track too.
I gotta make it smaller. Sorry, guys.
119 is like kind of the best speed a lot of these drivers had. 119.
No, Gano's got that 119 in his name.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, and this is my point right there. Like, or our point, you know, just in general, is like, think about it. He's got the 119 in his name. The race he's winning this week is a track where the best drivers of the weekend, their best lap is a 119 mile per hour. I mean, get out of here, dude.
He's doing cookies right now. You can see it's all brakes, first gear, no throttle, just whipping cookies.
Yeah, that's so cool, actually, kind of, you know? Wow.
It is part of their mechanisms. No one can truly know what, if that's, you know, you wouldn't know. I would be sure that they have the technology and that is legit, but they're the ones with the technology. They could change it and you wouldn't know whether or not it was real or not. You wouldn't be able to, oh wait, no, I think he was going 89 there. I have my guy at the stadium with the heat gun. It's like the hoops you would have to go through to prove them wrong is astronomical. So they just get away with, you know, whatever.
I believe
take their word for it.
I believe 0% of professional sports, or not even professional, but obviously like college and stuff as well. There's 0% authenticity or genuine nature to, in my opinion. There's none.
It breeds.
Practice is like rehearsal, right? It's rehearsal.
I was going to say auditions, yeah.
Yeah, like when they're calling a timeout, I'm sure the coach. If you look, it's not like they're the greatest actors. They're literally telling them, but they all know the next move. It's like dance moves. It's the same thing as a dance move. You have to know the steps if you're doing a proper like flamenco or whatever. You know, you step in certain places. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing out there. I mean, they know these plays, and then with that, you got the tech. You were talking, I think, last week about the sticky gloves, but I mean, dude, there are magnets in these balls. You know how they have like it can tell how fast the guy's running or how far, just by the person throwing it. They have little chips in the ball that will tell you what the arc angle is on it, and how many miles per hour they threw that exactly. You know, how many inches of drop it had. You know, all this stuff. It's a chip in a ball. There's tech in the ball. You know, can make it go wherever they need to.
But on top of that, they've changed people's idea of organized sports. Like they've convinced people that kind of stuff is necessary. Do you know about MLB? That shit is just robotic now. You can challenge multiple pitches. I mean,
yeah, okay.
And they give you, and here's the thing, they're always going to give you the reason. Trust me, I talked about this heavy with NASCAR and why they would change from their winning in format this season. Me and Austin nailed it. I had guessed that they would do something more like the Winston Cup, but either way, we knew that they would go back to some sort of chase or a points format. And we called, because I don't know if you know, but last season NASCAR said we will not be changing. Like they were adamant about it. We are not changing next year. And then it was like 3 weeks later, they changed. They were like, okay, look for a new change next year. And it was so clear that they were going to do it. They used every driver to talk shit about NASCAR. Everyone hated NASCAR. Everybody, even the winners. SVG was like, he couldn't celebrate him with his historic 5 wins and getting into the playoffs because of the format. And I'm not sitting here saying that he's not in on it. I'm saying like that was how they used him, is he was all like, even he was shitting on the format, even though that's the only way he could ever have made it into that format. And then even when he gets in, there's no road course in the first round. He was fucked. It's like, that doesn't even make sense. I believe that all these tools so in baseball, it's just like everything becomes an analytic. Everything becomes something that is trackable and people will attribute to the athlete. Everything. I'm talking, like you were mentioning, the arc of the football, whether or the lack of arc, like trick type, all those things are tracked. Like football, in every play, you have to see like a little, like, what's the word? You have to see like little Photoshop shit come up on the screen to show you what happened. And like highlight it and like show you with lines and like, what the fuck is this? Is this like a Dora the Explorer? What brains need to see this kind of shit? He threw the ball. I can see the ball. I can see what happened. But then they'll like show you, oh man, look at the arc on this. This is a reason why he's so great. Look at the arc on this. This is a reason why he's so bad. Look at this punt. It was so high. Look at everything. It can't just be. It's the opposite of dumbing it down, but it has the same effect. It's like smartening it, but it's dumber. Like the product is dumber from adding all the smart shit.
And I think just the over analytics in all sports in general, but then really I think that bleeds out into where there's just society's kind of over analytical, just as a whole. But you can see it specifically in these sports games, to where in the past it was just kind of like, it didn't matter about the analytics. It only mattered if you got the W, dude. But that whole concept and that perspective is gone. It isn't about just getting the W now. It's about how the one person plays, and then hopefully they are paired up with people that have the really good solo game as well, and then hopefully they wind up winning out. But it's not really a team thing. It's over analytical, which kind of it traps it into a bubble. It kind of makes it more, everyone's a solo player that wear the same jersey instead of they're all on the same team, if you kind of see what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. But
and the over analytics is to confuse, just in general. Like, it's just making things more complicated than they should be. It should just be, did you win or did you lose? But no, it's arch angle of this, all these things, complication.
But here's the thing. They add the caveat in there themselves with the zebras. And they have decided so many games, which anybody who plays sports wouldn't want the game decided on a wrong, like an obviously wrong thing from just a guy who's not even playing the sport. He's just running up and down the field with you slow, and they're, sometimes out of shape. Not generally. Actually, these guys are pretty well maintained. But they make, boneheaded calls and that kind of thing. And so it's just like, oh, get AI in here. And like, dude, MLB is showcasing that this year. That's what that shit is for.
Yeah.
Constantly, they're showing how inaccurate the umpires are. They're showing you, and the umpires are purposely inaccurate. Don't get it twisted. It's already a weird system that it's like the strike zone changes like that. The baseball in and of itself is actually a very straightforward sport. But there are a lot of weird factors that go into it. And one of the weirdest ones might be the strike zone changing. It makes perfect sense. Obviously, not everyone's the same height and everything like that. It obviously makes sense, but just there's got to be. It's like if you're a fan, you're like, there's got to be some sort of policing of what's going on, because how many times can your team, how many times can they, what's that shit called where the pitcher or the catcher will, what's that shit called? They'll catch a ball, but then they'll framing. How many times can they frame a pitch and get the call wrong clearly, and it goes against your team? You're like, well, fuck this, dude. Something's got. They'll give you reasons to cheer on a change like the reviews and shit, and it slows down the game, gets you more commercial breaks, it's all those kinds of things, but it shows like the human flaw element. And like, how many movies are there? Oh man, I'll write a couple, just a caveat on there, like a robot where it's like robot sports or like robot fighting. I know there was that like Hugh Jackman one not that long ago. But
Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the toy. That is a desensitization pre-program. For people like our age, that was a toy that we had, and it's for decades in the future whenever these things are starting to become a thing. I just saw tonight. There's a clip they had. I saw it on YouTube somewhere. They literally are having those Boston Dynamic robots that are like kick and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the octagon. There's two of them fighting in the octagon like UFC. I just saw this.
I mean, yeah. You know what's really very, very entertaining is the battle bots. That shit's sick. Where people invent the little robots and go and fight them. Look,
Battle Bots was badass. And it just is what it is. These robots, these like Boston Dynamic, actual physical capable robots that can do kicks that a human being couldn't even imagine of, battling each other in the octagon. Like, I just saw tonight the first clip. It is cool. It is awesome.
But you nailed it on the head. It is desensitization. And here's my question: why do we need real boxers? Why can't the product be robots?
Well, I mean, that's what you're talking about, the officiating and umpiring for baseball. Dude, I umpired youth baseball and softball for 10 years when I was like younger. In my late teens into my like 20s. For 10 years, I worked for the park board, and I called anywhere from coach pitch games of like 5-6-year-olds all the way up to like 13, 14-year-old, where they're humming it in there, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so you were talking about framing and everything. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, you're making so much sense. And it makes me kind of sad in a way. It's like with like CRISPR gene editing, there's a whole sector of people that a lot of people don't think about it like this, but they're, people who have dwarfism or people who are deaf. They see themselves as community. They're not like a race or like you know what I'm saying? But they see them. There's the deaf community. It's the blind community. And so CRISPR gene editing, you would be taken out. Like, no one's going to choose that. So that would be a thing that would become extinct. And so like, it's kind of seen as, in a way, like a genocide or of a form or whatever, an extinction of a certain type of people. And it's like and that's actually really serious and stuff. But with baseball and the officiating, that's where it's going to go to. There's not even going to be a human official. And so it kind of made me a little sad because, I mean, dude, I loved that. That was so fun. I played baseball in high school. Politics got involved in that. And then I wound up umpiring baseball and softball too for almost a decade, dude. It was awesome. And that won't be a thing, for people coming up. They don't need people umpires.
And yeah, absolutely not. And I think people just, they can't see the forest for the trees on these things because they're just so invested emotionally. And it's really, I mean, I'll just say it. I'm sure a lot of channels have probably taken this stance, but it is emasculating you. It is putting you into a position where no adult is seeing themselves vicariously do these things. It's like you lose the childlike wonder that you still have an ability to become that thing, and that's why you like what said thing. Instead, it's this dull, mundane, like idol worship. That's all it is. That's all it is. There's really no excuse. And it really just you put all these dudes above you, and what do you expect your product to be? But at the same time, these are the people that are going to hold up these new changes that come in, and like I said, they'll be emotionally invested. So they'll have had enough bad beats that they'll be like, no, fuck it, give me the AI umpire, give me the AI ref, give me this and that. I mean, and people will. There's enough reasoning for it. Like just right now, it doesn't even like right now that it could all be AI, and it would make sense, more sense than like always old dudes or women who have never played a minute of football officiating or umpiring. Why? And I'm not trying to be down on women at all. I'm not saying these women haven't played softball or some form of football, but it's a different thing, obviously, and it's obviously fucking rigged. But I'm just saying, let's take the rig out of it. The point is optically, because right now in MLB they are destroying the woman umpire. That's like she's like 90% wrong on her call. Like
I saw an article online or whatever. It was a little thumbnail, her picture, and she was like had this look. She was looking to the side, looking pissed, and it was like worst game ever for an umpire in history or something like. They're just shaming the hell out of her.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you know what? And baseball might be one of the the last vestiges of. I think even football has become feminized. I mean, look at the stars of football.
Yeah.
Like look, Chad Ochocinco, he's a diva. Like Terrell Owens, all the wide receivers become divas. That Antonio Brown, all like there's a trope with wide receivers. They all have to follow this same similar kind of path where they just become like hyper famous looking people, and then they're just become divas. Absolutely, like women that they are very much so.
Like 2 days ago about a diva star quarter or wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. He's in trouble right now, whatever. But there's a guy coming out talking about Stephon Diggs, like, trying to hook up with him and like kissing on his ear or something and just doing some wild stuff. But exactly your point. Like, and that's like, that's a narrative. That's a thing they want everyone to pay attention to and get desensitized to, this diva wide receiver who's over here trying to hook up with the dudes, man.
And it's a wide reaching. But what I was saying was like I think there's still probably a high. Let's see if they have this tracked. Let's see the percentage of like male audience of baseball. I just feel like because I've been out of it for so long, I could be wrong. Maybe it's become more feminized too. The thing is, I just don't know why it'd become more feminized. If anything, it's become more almost all foreign. I mean, there was always a large foreign element in baseball, of course. But like, dude, it's like everybody now. It's like, man, it's everybody.
Yeah. It is. Baseball has become in the last like 10, 15 years, a super international game. It's kind of interesting. It's pretty interesting.
I'm not sitting here saying bad or good, but okay, closer than I thought.
Oh yeah, no, I think I like it better. As far as the league, it never made sense to me. Whatever you could call it a world championship, but it was just teams and people that are in America.
No, they had Canada.
We were kids.
No, they had Canada. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. You're like, nah, dude, we are multinational. Are you kidding me? We got Toronto in this bitch. We got Vancouver in the NBA.
Used to have Montreal. What happened, man? The Expos were cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, I bet you. There's lots of weird stuff when it comes to that because the Expos were in 1994. They didn't have a World Series. There's no trivia question. Anyone that ever wants to ask a good trivia question, hey, go up to people, ask them who won the World Series in 1994, and they'll be thinking, they'll be like, I don't know. Was it the Blue Jays? There was no winner. There was a strike, and there was no World Series in 1994, and that's the big controversy. Is that Montreal was killing it that year, and they had Pedro Martinez, Larry Walker, Andres Galarraga, dude, Hall of Famers all throughout it, you know, and they were seen to gonna maybe win the World Series that year, and then there was no World Series strike, and then within a handful of years later, Expos are even gone. Yep. You know, it's not even a thing anymore, and so I mean, there's got to be something behind that.
No coincidence that shit happens. There's planned reasoning for all of that shit. Absolutely. I mean, there's logistics behind all of that. It's like there's a stadium built for that team. There's city routing for that team. Like these things change drastic areas when they make these changes. So there's more to it than just like symbology, and obviously that for the people playing chess with their chessboard, that's all they see. They don't see the plumbers and the electricians. They what? Oh yeah, one of those ants just starts doing shit, and then like what I want happens. It's like that's what they think. That's how they see shit. But for city planning and the effect on the regions is always part of the fuckery, part of the plan. So yeah. But yeah, interesting. Let's just keep it going. What about NFL?
That's a bigger. That's closer than I thought it would be. 39% of females watched the MLB. I thought it would be lower than that. It's pretty surprising.
47% women for the NFL. So I was not wrong. I've never looked at these stats, but I just knew that the NFL was definitely more feminized.
Wow, that is interesting right there.
Now, I would say the NBA got a lot more feminine too. Like they're trying to say 60-40. Yeah. That's pretty much, that's not really, it's like, is it really a male club? If 40% of the dudes in there are 40% of the people in there are chicks.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, MLB was 39, NBA's 40, NFL's 47. I mean, yeah, dude, I see your point. That's a good point.
This is not good. Women, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're dumb for your Love Island shit and your Kardashian shit, yeah. But don't add sports to it. Like, what the fuck, man? I mean, then again, you got guys adding Love Island to their repertoire, and you got them adding these gay ass shit to their repertoire too. So it's the same thing both ways, but it's just like, man, you'll never corner a woman and convince her that like the things she takes in and watches is like detrimental. That's one of the things. I mean, probably obviously not guys either. I speak on that actually more often. That you could never convince a guy that the sports you like barely ever, or rarely could you convince a guy about the rig in sports and like how their egos would need to take a bruising. Females are the same way with their thing. It's like, it's so often I've like talked about brain rot in the like to females about, or to women about what they're watching, how it's brain rot and shit, and they just become a fountain of excuses. The same way guys are, but it's just like the same thing. But it's just so disappointing that, I mean, then again, they can skew all these things. But like I said, I noticed it anecdotally before I ever looked this up, and so at least it sort of makes sense.
Well, like I told you, like I've been paying attention to the WNBA just because, like, I mean, it's just good picks. It works really well. It's good decoding for the WNBA. It just is. But so I've kind of been paying attention, and people on YouTube will have the stream up of the game. You can't get away with that for like NFL or Major League Baseball, really, or the NBA. They'll pull your stream down. You can't even show the game. But with the WNBA, dude, these people have the game. The whole game will be on YouTube, and you don't even have to pay for it to watch it. So my point being, I've been checking I've been seeing this. And I mean, dude, a good portion of these players in the WNBA ain't got no W about them. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Obvious. It's just
Brittany Griner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude,
I mean, and then I bring up another one who, look,
okay, she can be let's just say she's a woman. Okay, that's all fine and good. Have you seen what they're doing with her? They're trying to make her like a sex symbol.
I saw some pictures.
Guys,
she was like a shirt, like, on her face.
Yeah, and they really, she was dolled up, like dolled up, and it's
crazy
just like,
nights in Cambodia. Get it away.
But anyway, they had her. This was pretty funny. She like set a record, 40-10. She had like 45 points, 10 rebounds, or something like that, and like the biggest double in women's sports. And the guy who like announced it, he was all like, setting this records for the hundreds of fans that saw it. It was like the hundreds of fans. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah, hundreds of fans. Well, so I know you can, guys. I know you can pick your number of your jersey, especially if you're like have the clout that she does. But okay, we're wearing number 22 down here. She was born on the 22nd of January in 2002. Get out of my face with this, man.
I bet you. Yeah. Let's see if we can do it. Why does Caitlin? Oh, it had it. She was born on January 22nd.
That's what they're saying, literally. So in a way, right here, they're saying, "Hey, guys, your role model is into numerology."
Good point. Really.
4 and 15.
But it's just so funny, Caitlyn, you got the Caitlyn Jenner thing going on.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, the CC initials with the 33 on that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was just talking to my son about that the other day. Good point.
Yeah. Well, and it's pretty interesting, man. So if you look at the logos of these teams in the leagues, especially like newer, but that's another thing I've been paying attention to. And so when they put these logos of all the different WNBA teams, like if they're showing the logo, I see it. I mean, you can see the symbolism in these logos, man. They are so freaking occult symbolist. Like every single WNBA logo, you can pick out the twin pillars and you'll see it might be a design of something, but literally there'll be 3 spikes on each side. It's a 33 is what they're showing you there, that shape. It's not like just where it's winged out. Like it's literally making a 3 and making another 3 right here. They got the 33, the Washington Nationals. If you see that W logo for the Washington Nationals, it's not a W. It's 201,
Just like Caitlin Elizabeth Clark.
Oh, well, here we go. Right on time.
Yeah, and right now there's like, it's just so funny how they do the WNBA. It's like they can't do product first. They have to do outside. Their presence outside off the court has to be big enough. Mm-hmm. They can't it's not like, okay, well, Caitlin Clark, you could say she's their biggest poster child for like on the court presence being the main focus of why someone would know about Caitlin Clark. But like Angel Reese, she's a model, owners of shit. She does all this other shit, which by the way, it's just like model.
Did you see what just happened to her? Did you see what was just said about her?
What?
Can you pull this up if you don't mind? Type in, this is a comment made by Toronto Tempo's head coach, is suspended right now because of a comment that she made about Angel Reese. And if you pull it up, she made a comment. She was talking about the bad reffing and calls going to Angel Reese's way. But she said protected species. That wording right there, like I've made a point in this show in the weeks past. In my opinion, these are lab people. They created, and like Zach says, born and bred for it. There is genetic like lab things going on with these athletes. It just is what it is, and that's why
it's like telling
wording protected species, and it's being seen as racist. That's why I think
of course.
And here's the divide. Here's where they keep everyone manipulated and busy with each other, fighting between each other. There's portions of people that are going to try to say that is racist, and she's saying it because of race. And then there's other people who are saying like, no, she's talking about a certain type of player that reaches a certain echelon, like Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, obviously.
So that's the whole divide, and that's where everyone's attention is going to be. Is it racist, or is it talking about the elite players of the league? Blah blah blah. When really, no, they just blatantly told you it's a different species.
Exactly.
Protected. Do you get what it literally told you directly? This is a protected species. That's how I see that, at least. I don't think it was racist. I don't think it was talking about a certain high elite group of players. I think it was literally telling you this is a protected species here. We put a lot of time and energy and design into making these things.
I mean, we're not that far out from that being mainstream. Designer babies. They are. That's already kind of like an option.
Was it 1996, episode 96 right now, but I think it was 1996 when Bill Clinton had addressed the nation and told everyone about how we had mapped the DNA sequence and the CRISPR technology and talked about CRISPR. This is 1996. It was told directly. Bill Clinton gave an address to the country talking about mapping the whole DNA, CRISPR technologies. It was supposed to be a worldwide moral reluctance and like everyone worldwide was supposed to adhere to not going taboo with this thing and leave it alone, you know. But come on, man,
it's X-Files shit.
Yeah, but that's kind of wild. That 96, and this is the 96th episode.
Jeff Gordon won last in 96. But yeah, that coach's name with the protective species comment has the 74 in common, which what's the WNBA's national.
Makes me think about Super Bowl 61 is coming up this year. And she had the 61 in the name as well. How far away is Toronto from Buffalo? They're pretty close, I think, aren't they?
Is that an east? Yeah.
I think they're just right across the.
Why do you ask? Well, isn't that up where the Niagara Falls? Let's see.
I'm just thinking if there's like say something about
just a 2-hour drive.
It's not too far. Okay.
Yeah, Lake Ontario.
I mean, the closest NFL team to Toronto would be the Buffalo Bills, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Vermont and New Hampshire need teams.
Dude, I took
one of the Connecticut, Rhode Island teams.
That was the farthest one I went to. I went up to New Hampshire. That was a hell of a drive, man. From down here, and I left my house in Georgia, picked up the van in North Carolina, drove it all the way up there. 80 animals, whatever. That shit was good times, man. Fun and purposeful, most importantly. Look at that face. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's Aaron Rodgers' DNA sequence right there.
Pretty funny. See, I didn't know about this, but yeah, another one is the Sophie Cunningham, who was like teammates with Caitlin Clark, and now she got just dropped. Even though, but like I said, like instantly she was doing like a UFC. She like was a card girl for USC the like next day. Yeah. It's just like, what? Why would she be a card girl for USC? And it's just like, and it's just, it really changes. Like, I guess, what's the word? Is she still with the Fever? I thought it said that she got traded.
1996 is when she was born. Columbia, Missouri. No way. I grew up in Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, okay. It looks like she re-signed. Maybe that was the drama I saw, is that they weren't going to re-sign her. But she's like she's another one who's like she's worth millions of dollars for other reasons, like modeling and stuff and investment or endorsements and stuff.
has nothing to do really with basketball at all.
That's my point I was about to make, is that, you know, obviously I look in my search for YouTube and stuff, I'll type in WNBA or this team versus that team so I can see about a pick or whatever, right? And so since I've done that, it'll just the suggested or recommended videos that pop up when you open up YouTube, right? So obviously there's going to be WNBA stuff, but a lot of the WNBA stuff that pops up from looking at these games on YouTube, searching for these games on YouTube, is Sophie Cunningham. I would say 70% are Sophie Cunningham, and it has nothing to do with basketball. It'll be her posing and wearing some like skimpy, like the tasteless outfits, and like just showing off her goods is what all the videos that pop up. Not at her making a layup or an awesome 3-pointer. It's just her showing herself.
But you know what's so funny? It's like if you told that, if you like, let's devil's advocate, it's all on the up and up. But if you went to them and said, this is your avenue to make your sport larger, become lingerie models, or even better, play in something closer to a bikini, like playing crop tops and stuff like that, drop the baggy boys jersey type thing and do it women's style, and you're doing it off the court. That's how people know about you. So to bring attention to the league, why don't you just do that? They'd be like, hell no, that's objectification. And they're all just, and then you just, same for Angel Reese. They take like lingerie contracts and stuff.
That's where it's at right now. Give it time. I think exactly what you're saying.
I want to see Griner. I want to see Griner on like a Playboy cover at some point.
Yeah. Whatever.
No, don't clip that. Don't clip that. Hold up. I'm cutting that out. Thank God this isn't live.
All right, man. Tomato, my boy.
But yeah, I mean, it goes. It's the WNBA. I mean, I don't know where you go with something like this, but I was going to say something about, you mentioned the betting and how you're able to, would you say it seems more straightforward with what they do in the NBA? Because I've heard lots of decodes come through Zach's channel about the WNBA. Yeah,
how I would explain it, and that's why I roll with the WNBA as of somewhat the last month or a couple months since the season's been going on, is that yes, I feel that the WNBA honors their number rituals more genuinely, authentically, if you will, than like MLB or NFL or NBA, where it'll be like just straight up spitting in your face, as far as like it'll be so lopsided narrative, like 4 solid nuggets for one team to win, maybe one little thing for the double code that they do, for the other team, and so nonsensically that it'll be the other decode, not the one that looked like it was a complete, like, obvious one. As far as the WNBA goes, they have their certain things, like with like record. If the team gematria is lining up with like whatever their record is, home and away or overall, whatever. If there's a team gematria that could hit from a certain result, that's what WNBA tends to honor, from what I've been seeing. And again, and as to where like MLB or something, especially, that's why I stopped playing the MLB, because they just, it's not, it's such a, how would I say it? They're just tricky. They're the trickster with the MLB. They're not genuine. They're not honest about it.
Think of it this way.
It makes sense.
Who does the WNBA pay homage to? Like in a decode for any of these teams, what team are they hearkening back to?
Like overall, or like, what do you mean?
This is what I'm trying to get at, is they are building their pantheon.
Gotcha.
They don't have one so there is no Jackie Robinson of the WNBA yet.
Right.
That will be Lisa Leslie or whoever it is eventually. But right now they need to build up their pantheon. So the rituals are right in front of you. It's not something based on 10 years ago.
That's a great point. Yes. Yes, there's not enough history in the league for it to be as complicated.
They're making it
as like literally a month ago.
Sorry, her story. Hold on, I gotta stop you. Her story, okay? Her story. Yeah. Go ahead.
But no, exactly. It's the 30th season. The literal day of 30-year mark exactly was like a month ago. The first game ever in history. Dude, I think it was in 1996. Can you look that up?
Well, Sophie Cunningham was born.
Organic side of the 96 is heavy on this episode tonight, my boy.
Sophie Cunningham was born in 96. Right. She shares the same middle name as Caitlin Clark. And she's got the 129 in her name in the reduction, which is 201 in base 8 counting. So I'm just like, oh, okay, hold up.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it was 96, but it was LA versus New York, and they just had the 30th anniversary, the exact game. But you make a lot of sense. I think you're correct. I mean, you think about the MLB, they're on the 122nd season World Series compared to 30. Yeah. There's just not enough history for it to be as complicated. That makes a lot of sense. 97, my bad.
The one was 67 points.
I like how you pointed that out, though. That's just that bringing common sense into it right there. That's solid.
I always try to apply like logistics. Like, because, okay, you have these like weird monk, spiritually trained and like esoteric principles, people doing these like number rituals and setting these things up. But at the end of the day, it's like a real thing they have to do. Just like how I explain like magic. Like magic, in my opinion, I'm not saying there isn't also some form of magic that is also like paranormal. Let's just call it paranormal. But you could convince me that a paranormal act of magic is also a billionaire in another country saying, watch this building blow up in 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, that building blows up. That doesn't mean lend me your energy. And it's not that. But it's the same kind of concept that magic comes in the form of like power, authority, and like ability and response to what your will is. Not because it's through it's almost like like magic. What's the word? It's like magic would be like the true form of it. It's like a fraudulent form of it. It's like mimicking what magic would be doing, but you the result could be this very same, but you do it through like a corporeal means. You don't do it through like a and then magical means.
The kind of the metaphysical part of it as well. But then also, I mean, many cultures of ancient or legends of ancient, it's kind of their story that they tell is that technology came from like the devil or the dark side, you know? And so it's one and the same. It is the woo-woo metaphysical type of stuff or whatever. And it also is the tech itself. Is a lot of legends and a lot of cultures say directly the tech is received, the information, the knowledge to have this tech that we have came from a nefarious origin is what a lot of cultures and a lot of societies talk about.
The Watchers are mentioned in some form of whatever the Watchers are. The Nephilim, the Watchers, the Archons are mentioned in almost every single major, and I'm not just major religions. You could consider just about every Native American religion also like a major religion. They have pantheons and all that kind of good stuff, but all of them have some form or fashion of watchers that for good or bad reasons affected humanity by spreading technology and or knowledge of technology and changing the landscape of mankind's future or whatever. And when I say just about, I'm pretty sure everyone does. And if guys read into like the Indian shit, holy fuck, that is all about that. It's literally all it is about. These are like god beings that came down and they had parked their spaceships here, so they like need their like their walkabouts from the inner earth to the like outer space shit. And that's what what are those things called? Those like pyramid vessel things. Anyway,
All you people out there, you want to brush up on your Native American lore before we have to get acquainted with the blue star kachina. That's what I'm saying.
That's one of those things that maybe we'll have to pick back up on that. I haven't heard that in a while. It's faded.
Yeah,
the blue star kachina. Oh yeah.
Dude, there was another name. Did you see where it said the first basket for this first game? You scroll up, there's like a couple lines. First basket, penny toller, like you pay a toll, maybe it costs a penny, and then look at the mark of the first half. 19 minutes and 1 second. 1 + 9 is 10, like the one with the one. We're doing the 11th. That was a Sparks guard who, for LA, obviously, scoring that first basket on New York, the 11th state. There's like this right in there from the first basket that this league had. The mockery is right in your face from the first basket, guys.
Also, the Liberty are, clearly paying homage to, symbologically to Lucifer. And if you guys don't know,
there is the 96. It was approved by the NBA governors. 96 is actually the birth of the WNBA. So that is the 96 in the 96.
Born in 96 too. And that was the year that, and that was the year the Spurs beat the New York Knicks. And then we had the reverse happen this year, having the Knicks beat the Spurs, but that was paying homage to the 96 Spurs and Knicks game.
You know what I found interesting? The WNBA does not have a San Antonio representative currently. I guess they used to.
Didn't they used to? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know this, but apparently they used to have a team called the San Antonio Stars.
Yeah.
Well, that for whatever reason, I can't remember what team that is now, but they changed. I can't remember where they moved to. But San Antonio is about to get the Stars back, but they're coming from Connecticut. Skull and Bones area up there, but the Connecticut Sun, this is their final season, and that they will be turning into the San Antonio Stars, I think, next season is what I heard.
From the sun to the stars. Yeah, these guys aren't alchemical. These guys don't do any esoteric shit. Don't worry about it.
I didn't even catch that, dude. Not that. Wow, right in your face again, right? The sun and the stars. Gotcha.
Yeah. So before we run out of all of our time, why don't we peel it back? And you had a story about the World Cup you wanted to touch on.
Well, I mean, it's kind of goes along with right along through with all of this that we were talking about, but it just whenever you're talking about the masses and being lulled into this, and it has their energy. We're looking at like kind of the ratios of how many men to women, all the propaganda that is going on there, and mind perspective shifting or whatever. So this game was getting over, this one was getting over. I saw this dude on YouTube that had a live stream going on of the game, and it pretty much like almost just got done. So, and I guess his live stream was like running somewhat behind. And so he was wearing an Argentina jersey, and I'm knowing Argentina's about to lose. So I click on it to see like what his reaction is going to be, And this guy, this blows my mind, dude. This blows my mind. This guy is like super ate up into the belief of that the game's real. Okay. Let's put it that way. He's believing totally in it, that this is a legit competition, whatever. Okay. So, hey, I'm seeing it as he's a normie sports fan that believes in the game, but no, I heard him make a couple comments. Someone was in his chat saying like, this is rigged or blah, blah, blah. He's like he was getting upset and saying, this is not rigged. There's no way that you can rig that. And this is not rigged and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm thinking he's a normie sports fan that just can't even accept the fact that the fix is in and it's just all complete fraud and down to the last yard, to the last second. No, I heard him start saying gematria. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, he knows about gematria. This guy is a decoder. This guy has been decoding and following Argentina specifically. He said for the past 60 months with all their different tournaments and games they've been going into. And it was kind of interesting to watch this because it's the culmination of this guy's last 5 years that is coming to an end with Messi's done or whatever. He was basically saying this is it's over. This is the it for me. I guess him. He's calling it out of there. But he has been decoding, and he was even saying like what this team's gematria equals 40. Like this team's equals 40, and it's in the USA, which equals 40. So he knows. He decodes. How can someone that crunches these numbers and decodes these games like that be completely in belief that it's legit and these games aren't rigged? I don't even understand how that's a possibility that someone shares both those in the same skull. You know what I mean?
I do. Well, I don't, but I do.
I'm astonished by this. I was like so taken off. I'm like, what? He's a decoder hardcore for the last 60 months.
When I worry about that sounds almost like control op type shit.
Yeah. Oh,
that's like someone who, there are going to be people that clearly see the truth of the numbers being encoded. And so you get out there and you play on people's egos and show that like either you can be successful or you can be liked by many or like have a large channel or have good viewpoints, but then at the end of the day and show the gematria, but at the end of the day, not take people into the light. You keep them in the darkness. You keep them in the low vibration.
Gotcha. Right where I want.
But not this sport. Oh yeah, they do it by this, but like it doesn't affect the games. It's just you. And I don't even know where his explanation would be if he decodes using gematria. That the whole point of that. It's like, well, they still don't even understand that the gematria, which is, well, I've already shown you, this is not what it was originally called. This is an English word for the act of decoding, which is a principle that was used by Hebrews to decode a version of the Bible. Which, what are you then saying? That the writers of the Bible coded the Bible with numbers in their language to be interpreted. So if you believe in that, then it's not for nothing. It's not for nothing that there would be all of this insane, obvious encoding in your game. Just because it's your game, you're gonna keep everybody stuck with you. And from what it sounds like to me, he's not stuck. He's purposeful.
Well, do you know what he said on this stream? Do you know what he said that what he thinks is the reason for Argentina losing? Why they lost? Argentina lost, in his opinion, is what he's saying, that Argentina lost because Donald Trump was at that game and handed out the championship trophy. But since the fact that Donald Trump was at that game, Donald Trump jinxed Argentina and ruined it for
the NBA playoffs.
He kills everything he touches, and it was Donald Trump's fault. That's what the guy's conclusion was. That Argentina lost today, and Messi's World Cup career is over because Donald Trump showed up at the game.
Interesting. You see this official FIFA recap 201?
201, baby.
It's just a convenient stretch of time.
Oh, yeah.
To take a look at this Ferran Torres. I mean, the other thing too is like, how many times does this happen? You get these powerhouses to show up, and Messi sucks, and Yamal doesn't do anything. It's just like they hype it up. Yamal, Messi, Yamal. Who? They didn't do shit. They were non-factors, pretty much, from what I saw. That people were talking or the articles, just in quickly like skimming over it. It was just like just look at this. How is this even possible? How are you getting 33 shots up?
Mm-hmm. Like what? The goat? You have the GOAT on your team.
There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, come on. Hey, you got to
no shots on target too. That's like in the. How can you even explain that? Were they just running faster than you? People need to wake the fuck up. If this shit was real and you had the amount of powerful people on each side of the ball, whether it's soccer, football, basketball, the results would be consistent. There would be a consistent result.
instead, or a mapped out type of result. Nobody was saying Spain's going to run away with this and that Argentina has no shot. It was exactly the opposite. So why? Literally, they had no shot on goal at all. Not even one. That's insane.
Look at almost. I can see the thing for almost every single one of these numbers. 20 shots on goal. What's today? The 20th. All right. 11. I mean, come on, Master Builder. You got passes for Spain. 803. Football equals 83. 90% pass accuracy. Today's 9-day numerology. How about that? I mean, it's just all throughout there. 21. Sunday equals 21, right?
Yeah.
Or sun or Sunday equal 21.
Jesuit as well.
But every single one of these numbers, again, how many corners? 9 down here. So Spain was hitting every single one of these stats is significant.
Oh, they're in the Jets stadium.
Everyone's in on the rig. Every yard, every second, every assist, every pass is scripted and contrived. It's not genuine or authentic at all. And there's no argument to this.
There was a lot to do. I was listening to Zach's breakdown of it having a lot to do with 9/11 and everything. Did he mention that it was in the Jets? He probably did. Or maybe he knew about it. I don't remember him necessarily mentioning it. But that might have been another thing, too, that's in the Jets stadium, funny enough.
Well, and you can see that red card. Oh, wow, that's kind of interesting. If you scroll up, it shows that Argentina, Enzo Fernandez got a red card at the 90th plus 3 minute, like 93, like flight 93, and it's a red card, which means he got ejected out of the game, and Argentina had to go from 11 players on the field to they had to play the rest of the game with only 10 players on the field. And so, I mean, I don't know. That kind of looks just like the 3 shootings with the 999 flipping it to be the 6.
And shortly after that, they scored their only goal too. So they'll chalk it up to that as well.
Yeah.
But at least Argentina fans can hang their hat. They only went offsides one time. I mean, Spain was just they're undisciplined. What?
Does conspiracy equal 106? I'm trying to think of
51,
what
106
significant of 106. Is that conspiracy? No.
51, 123. Those are the ones I remember.
I'm trying to think of what the significance of that 106th minute for that goal would be. I mean, his damn name probably equals it.
What's his name? Ferran Torres. I gotta look at it again. 2 R's.
Ferran. You can kind of re-scramble Ferran into being like nefarious. The nefarious bull is what his name means. Or the feral bull.
That is pretty funny that he has like Torres as his name. I bet you that means something to do with a bull. He's from Spain after all. What's his fucking name? Man, I can hardly not. Let's see. Let's do some
etymology.
Yep.
Etymology is one of my favorite things in the world, really, of life, is to like find out the meaning of what words mean and even the root, the parts of the word. Brave traveler. Oh wait, is that what it is?
Yeah, it says brave traveler, journey, daring journey, or I guess that's what Ferdinand means as well, which is interesting. Because the conspiracy with Mr. Ferdinand started kicking off World War I, if you guys don't know about that. So that's interesting too. They talk about his license plate, being his death date.
Oh yeah.
You know about that? So it's like, that's a brave traveler. Almost.
Dude, that picture is fast. It's an important picture, and I forget it a lot. I've shown that picture to so many.
No, sorry, the start of World War I. I think that's what it was. So don't misquote me. Sorry, whatever it was.
Yeah, and dude, it's a super important picture to share with people if you're trying to get them to wake up, and especially for them. A lot of times, if people even are open-minded to try to see what this is, that there's truth in what you or I or someone's you're trying to show them something about kind of how reality is working or not working. I find it that a lot of people tend to kind of by default think that this is something of new. It's like a more recent thing that, you know, like, oh, they might be able to get around to knowing sports or that politics is not legit and it's rigged and it's a fraud, but they don't understand that it always has been for hundreds of years. You can go back.
What do they say now when they find out the guy who scored the only goal in New York's last name means Towers?
Wow. That's pretty freaking amazing.
Oof. That's a big oof. Big old oof.
So the only goal scored in the game was a guy that's last name's Towers. The guy that got ejected with the red card in the game, it was at the 90+3, the 93rd minute, like flight 93. Okay. Dude, nice find there. That was a good
home ruler or estate ruler. So he's like a lord. Okay, let's find out what Fernandez means. Dude, isn't that going to be the same thing as Ferdinand?
Yeah, I mean,
isn't that going to be Brave Traveler too? Bro, watch this. Or something close. Oh, son of Fernando. Fernando.
Well, both these guys have the FER in
Bold Traveler. Look.
Wow.
I told you. Dude, etymology, we have extrapolated every, not yet. It's still going. Trust me, the coding isn't gonna let up anytime. But at this moment, we are just extrapolating every ounce of a sound, a syllable. We just keep going. Oh, it has a root sound. It has a blah 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 sound. It has this tense. It has that tense. Back in the day, shit meant that it's like you knew who you were talking to if you were talking to George. George was what he is. He is George. I'm George. That guy's George. We are a George. But now it's just like you have two guys whose last name and first name means the same exact thing, being the only people on the card for this game.
Dude, that's wow.
Let's see. What did you do to get ejected?
I mean, yeah, they're both of them with their names. It's the same name. The Fernandez and then the Ferran are the same exact meaning with the Towers thrown in there. And what did you say Enzo meant?
Lord. Ruler of land. Basically, the title, like the description of the title of Lord. Not so much Lord on high, but Lord, like the ruler of an estate or land. That's what it says. Okay, so you just got 2 yellows. Okay.
So, like, how would you kind of see that combining like those two names and the meanings between the 4-ish or whatever? So it's like, what would you see that as?
Oh my God. Yeah, they can't script. Guys.
Number 22.
They cannot script this. They can't script this. Yeah. This is not planned. This happens at every soccer game. Everybody goes flying like a rag doll when they barely touch anybody. Look at this. Look at this. He kicked in front of him. Look, I understand that there's priority as a defender, and he was probably he had the dribble, but come on. He went flipping over that. No. We can slow this down and see. Look at him plant. Look at this. He is planting off this foot and jumping with it. This is not to get out of the way. He puts his leg out in front of this guy who's trying to stop. And look at that. Look, come on. Yeah. This guy is okay. Enzo's got to be studied. Homeboy has iron legs. He is an absolute. Maybe they've got robots already out there. Maybe this is BattleBots.
Look at the comment. How do you get that much air? LOL. You see?
Well, right because there. He jumped.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly,
like that's what you're saying. About, they're commenting, basically pointing it out. Common sense, dude.
There's no way.
Nice,
bro.
Look at that. 93 and 11 seconds.
That's funny. There's no, I mean, it is all like Enzo's in on it. Don't get me wrong, but like, who is this guy? You said he was number 22. Okay, let's look up.
Yeah, number 22.
Oh, can I not like?
So really, since their names kind of the red card and the goal, those are the two action stats that I saw for that breakdown of that game. Obviously, there's other things, but those are the things of highlight of note. The one goal by him and then the red card. There, so it kind of with their name, the bold adventurer or bold traveler, and then the twin, or no, it was the tower.
Dude, right? Look at this guy, Pau Kubarsi in New York. There, no, guys. 111.39, just like New York. Pau Kubarsi.
Oh man.
Of course. And you know, it's like you can probably chalk it up. You could call him the hero of the game for Spain.
And you saw what time that was at the clock. It's basically a reverse of the reduction in the ordinal value. Just read it from right to left. It was at 9.
Also, just Pau equals 11. Okay, let's take a look at Pau's name. You got Pau Gasol. It's a popular Spanish name because like they give you Pau Gasol. It's like people will understand immediately, have a connection to another Spanish Pau.
Well,
Pau. I mean, if that was a comic book, that would have been the noise made when they
At Pau Gasol's age, his parents would have been watching 60s Batman, bro. Adam West was all up in their face on the tube, you know?
His name equals peace.
It'd be messed up if his parents' last name meant of shit.
Peace Ruiner. Let's see. It looks like it's just like a surname.
And so this Catalan
is cover or shelter.
Is this the real place, the Catalan? Is that Catalina wine mixer where that famous?
I think from? That's
is that the same place, Catalonia or whatever.
Well, Catalan is a small country, I believe. So. Or it's a province of Spain. Yeah, it's a province of Spain. Autonomous community. So it is kind of like it's its own thing, but it's a part of Spain still. There's a lot of places like that, especially in like the UK is basically all that.
Don't you think it's weird how salad dressing?
Catalina that's another place in Spain.
Don't you think that's weird how like Europe has all these salad dressings? You have Italian dressing, you have Catalina dressing, you have that's weird.
That's probably where the Hidden Valley's at, somewhere in there.
French salad dressing, Catalina.
Yeah.
Salad dressing in Europe is like peas and carrots.
Interesting. It just kind of shows you that they've been dietarily, they do it a lot better than we do over here in the States. That's for sure.
That's a good point, you know.
I mean, they eat real bread that has real wheat and real wheat germ, and those are the only ingredients is flour and water. And they're able to eat bread every day and pasta every single day and not gain weight because they're not eating chemical wheat germ. They're not eating chemical fake preservatives to mimic. Their bread goes when they buy bread, you know what they're having for dinner? Bread. They're not sticking it in the cupboard for a week and it's still coming out perfectly fine a week later. So, yeah, you pay for.
I think it's a glossed over reality, you know, a glossed over truth, especially for someone who lives here. I guess you just don't think about it, but this is just brought on highlight of this soccer tournament and all the Europeans coming over. There's a big deal made at the beginning of this tournament being here about our food and how awful and poison. There's like some of the soccer players were pissed off about, and they didn't want it. They're like not eating our food or whatever because it's how bad and poisonous it is, basically.
Meanwhile,
but, I mean, as an American, sit back and think about, why would your country, which is a corporation since 1871, by the way, check that out. Look into that. This is not a country, it's a corporation. But why would your country poison you like that? Like, I mean, there's corruption all over the place, man. There's corruption all over this world. But there's, at least as far as when it comes to the food, why is Europe so much more less nefarious with their food to their people as our country is to us here, as far as it just being straight poison, man?
You want to know
banned
why?
ingredients across the world. Our water, they put shit in our water. I mean, why is there such an attack on the food and water sources here and not as much of an attack, seemingly, maybe it is, over in Europe? But it's at least a difference enough that Europeans are able to come over here and make a big stink about it.
Listen to this. The entire United Kingdom is roughly the size of Oregon.
Wow.
If those millions of people pick up their pitchforks, they're right down the street from where they can do some damage. We would have to come together in a way that is proved impossible to really make an actual stink over here. So yeah, they don't openly poison them over there. They still do plenty. They still get away with plenty of it, but there's certain things that they're not ready to push that button on. And don't think that they aren't. It's just not as drastic. It's not as in your face. Too. And there's also reverse. America can be that villain. America, I shouldn't say we, but you know what I mean, where we live. Our country can be that poster child of depravity so that people think that their shit's sweeter. And they don't see the poison that's going into them. They don't see the ways that they're being fucked with and manipulated because they have a place like us. Just like the socialist dictatorship countries. Everybody will look over there and think that their system is by default better because, oh, there's no slaves over here. There's no indentured servitude. There's no, okay, yeah, go do 20 minutes of looking into the prison industrial complex and then tell me the same thing. Go do that much time looking into the networks that we have for unhoused children and, what's the word for that? Orphan, not just orphans, but, things of that name, juvenile type things. Yeah. Go tell me. Foster care, absolutely. That's an outlet of it too. So yeah, go look at those systems and tell me that we don't have those things in place. It's just like what's not right in your face, you just don't care about. That's the main thing. And so the UK think they have such better things because they're paying 50 times more for like way less, and they think that the way less is like our government would never like poison and fatten us up like on purpose. But it's like, what's the average weight of someone in the UK? Maybe now that it's basically half African, it's different, but they're like one of the most obese issue places ever.
Yeah, look at James Corden.
Yeah, and Canada too. Average. I mean, these are all provinces of the UK, their new fancy name, but United Kingdom means it is what it is for a reason. That's a little. It's funny how they use like United Kingdom doesn't have the ring of England. Like England has the like larger like, oh, England, oh shit, those were those guys who were like doing all that shit. But now they're called United Kingdom. Like, bitch, what? That's like one world order in a word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to know the stone and KG. All right. Okay, pushing 200. That's a lot. I don't think it's muscle mass, guys.
No.
160 for women? Oh, hell no. That's if you guys don't understand that is extremely comparable. These people are apparently not being poisoned. Okay. What does poison mean to you? Keeling over in an hour? What happened to our boy in the Senate? What happened to Lindsey Graham? He was doing Lindsey Graham's and coke. He was slowly being poisoned.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is his name Lindsey Graham or Lines of the Graham? Huh? I don't know, man. What are we talking about?
Nice. All right. So yeah, I mean that was fun. In fact, I should have been writing this stuff. I'll remember it though. But kind of want to leave another comment on Zach's latest video.
Dude, that was solid, man. This name
that's
thing,
hilarious.
You're blowing my mind with this.
Yeah. That shit's hilarious. It's what started the episode too. It was more of a joke idea, you know, just people's Carson, host of our Shane Van Gisbergen, Kyle Miata Larson. It's just like there's just no way you name your kid Miata. And he's destined, and he's driving cars at like 3 years old. It's like,
what was the gematria of Miata? How he spells it? What is it? What just his middle name? What is the value on that? I was wondering that earlier when I saw the spelling. 9339. Okay.
Isn't that? Saturn has the 69 and 93.
Super relationship.
You find out his first car was a Saturn. Bro, what's Kyle Lars? It'll probably try to pull up his first race car. Not cup car. I know he did go-karts. Okay. I'm asking you something specific. That's probably, you'd have to dig deep to probably find that article where he talks about his first ever car. First ever. How do you even? Okay.
Outlaw cart.
Yeah, I knew about that.
Those things are wild.
He like owns he still he runs a circuit.
Tony Stewart ran those cars too, I think, or still does. I think he messed around with them at least.
Should be some article about his first car. Watch it be a Saturn. That'd be hilarious.
I saw something today. I think it was Richard Childress was at like a local, I want to say it was in Missouri, Stratford, but there's a racetrack. I saw a video of Richard Childress. They had like kind of like one of those late model type of cars, and it was painted black. It had the Dale Earnhardt 3 on it, and he was taking laps at this like little small track in a place called Stratford. I just saw a clip of that today. It was pretty funny looking. But again, them showing that, there's a reason, there's symbology, there's meaning to that. They're showing you something about the NASCAR season for the future, for the coming. You know what I mean? There's some sort of tell on that.
I mean,
Richard driving a lap at a local track.
And that's who Bush raced for, Kyle Busch, right?
Yeah.
So gets him active. Maybe he got some of that, some life back in him through the ritual.
That's a good point.
Mr. Dick Childress. Dick Childress. That's a cool name.
They put it right in your face, man. It's right in the names.
But anyway, guys. Oh, real quick. If this is interesting enough to you, and if we do come up with a movie to do a decode on, I would want to rent it on my computer or rent it through as much as I don't want to, but like in order to have access to screenshot certain things, I would rent it on my computer and watch it on my computer. So I can have a presentation alongside you. And we could like do our homework on it, which is basically just watching it and like taking some notes, whatever, talking about the key things or whatever stands out. But I kind of want to compile like a list and then maybe put it out a community post or something. I don't get a lot of interaction with my community posts. Some people like it though. So I'm sure if it phrased a question, people would potentially hit us up. But even if they don't, just between me and you, a movie we would want to do for like a movie decode, because we do have the big 100 coming up.
So I was thinking maybe something less, less in the box.
Dude, that's a good idea for the 100th episode. Something special. Do a movie breakdown, decode.
I think that'd be fun.
Hey, you're like we're the same age. So what was your feel on the Goonies?
Bruh, I just watched the Goonies like not that long ago. Yeah, that one's that's a dark movie. People are like, here's the thing. Right. I did not like in my mind. I'm like, I'm thinking of a coming of age type of movie that like in my head, I'm thinking like every kid should see because what I remember about it was the main points to me, the cool parts I remember about it and like the mystery about it. Also, it was filmed in Oregon and I'm from Oregon. So it was like, that's another cool thing. Bro, that movie's fucked up. Fucked up.
There's a channel. There's a guy named Jay Dreamers that he has a Truth in Movies segment, and he just broke down the Goonies last week. So that's what I was gonna say. You should check out the Goonies, Jay Dreamers, Truth in Movies.
I have definitely watched his Truth in Movies before.
I have
several of them.
Several movie breakdown. He's a solid movie geek.
Not just his movie things. I've seen a bunch of his stuff.
Oh yeah, I like all of his stuff. But as far as just that segment, those shows that he does, this past week he did the Goonies, and it's a great breakdown and decode of the Goonies. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's got a little like purple squid icon. I'm trying to look for him on here, and it's just being annoying. I don't know why I didn't go to YouTube. All right.
Oh yeah, Jay Dreamer's website is crazy active. It's like so much going on. It's his website's pretty interactive. He's got Easter eggs all over his website apparently.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, he's a cool dude too. Like he's easy to listen to. Not to say that I agree with everything about him. Not to even say that I don't think that there is a potential for him being a plant of some sort. I would hope not, because he is kind of straightforward with how his life is.
Right.
And so I would hope he's not, but that's just about what I got to say about almost every single person. I got to
question everybody. Everybody.
And he would say that too. Like that's the other thing too. He would say that. It's something he would say. He's like, "Don't trust me." Okay, yeah. I saw the Disclosure Day one.
That Lane 8 breakdown that he did, that movie was really or that breakdown, but that I haven't seen the movie, Exit 8. That's it over there. Exit 8. My bad. It's got the guy's face right there with his like glitched out to the right.
Where is that?
Click that once. Yeah, there it is. The far left.
I didn't realize it went a whole row. I wasn't paying attention.
That's a good one too.
I saw that one too. That's a video game. I didn't even know what that was. My son knew what it was. That's how fucked up it is, because I looked it up and it was just like a trending Twitch shit game. So that's why kids knew what it was, and so they made a movie out of it. And so he already knew the whole movie. He was just telling me what it was about.
Really?
Then again, I told him about stuff too. I told him how it was going to go just because I knew the certain tropes and things. But yeah, I watched that decode with him.
Number 157 right there, Branded. That Branded movie, I had never heard about that movie till I watched Jay Dreamer's Truth in Movies breakdown of it. That is scary to think of the reality threads that are in that movie of what it is. It's that's brands, being addicted to brands, and how the brand literally is almost like an entity itself in like a parasitic type of way to control people's choices. And it basically shows and highlights how what you might consider your own choices that you make throughout the day, how they actually are maybe influenced by brands or, marketing in general, the propaganda that you ingest. So
I see, did the Goonies last? Okay, cool. Well, I mean, yeah, I've seen plenty of his video, and these, like, I would almost kind of want to structure it in that way, the same way he does. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas of a movie we should do, and like I would obviously, the sooner we could make a call on it, the sooner we can get multiple people to watch the movie and participate in the whatever comes about on the 100th episode. But that would be pretty awesome, I think.
I agree.
I had a couple that I was in mind. One of them I had in mind was a very, very strange movie that I just thought of just the other day. Have you ever seen The Fountain?
I don't believe so.
Hugh Jackman?
Okay.
Bro.
I don't believe. Is it about like a fountain of youth type of thing?
Basically, it's bro. There's no point. I ain't even gonna try to explain this movie to you. It's one of those. You gotta watch this shit.
It's a good movie to check out, though. Is what you're saying?
I've seen it multiple times before I was awake to things, and I was still good at understanding movies. Like I said, that was well before I was ever putting two and two together about certain things. I was already a pain to my family watching movies because I would just spoil it for them. But I've watched this several times. I rented this from the library back in the day. I liked this movie. It is good pacing wise, and it's a good watch. I don't like recommend films really that much at all. But I mean, if it was for educational purposes like we plan on doing it, yeah, absolutely. I think people should watch this.
Can I point out entertain the organic side of it real quick?
Sure.
This is the 96th episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long is the runtime on this movie, The Fountain? Hour and 36 minutes. How many minutes is that?
Oh yeah, that's about 96. If I were to like guess.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I want to check this movie out.
Let's quickly see The Fountain like streaming. Let's see how available it is. It always says this, by the way. Don't get tricked into this. It always says it's going to be on Netflix, and more than half the time it's not. I don't think I have any kind of thing on my computer. I don't use streaming services. My girlfriend has all that stuff because her mom does, and so we steal it.
$2006. So exactly 20 years ago, years wise.
Oh, we can see.
I graduated high school in 2006, man. That was my dumb ass. I'm thinking back to myself at 18 years old. Whew.
When did this come out? November 22nd, 11/22. Kind of like the race today.
Yep. So yeah, that release 11/22 is that JFK, right? Is his birthday, right?
Oh,
or no, the day he was killed is 11/22, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. JFK is Hugh Jackman, confirmed.
Yeah, right, dude. I mean, well, seriously though, these names are picked. This literally probably a little bit of a playoff.
It's funny in Wolverine, he does get his head peeled back, and then heals it back up. Just
look at that. It's talking about Spain right there. It's talking about
Wow. There's no point in trying to read this and say, "Oh, I get it." It is a crazy fucking movie. It's super metaphysical.
Or it's Spain winning the World Cup today. We're talking about Spain right there. Just interesting, man.
And then the other movie I was thinking about, I forgot the name of it, but I watched it a while ago, and it was just. But the one negative thing about it is I think it was a long ass movie, but it's one of those movies. Every once in a while, they do movies that have all the big actors in it, all of them, and it's a compilation movie, and it really was a compilation movie because it was 8 movies playing simultaneously into one. What was that shit called? Let's just look up Tom Hanks movie with what's that? Halle Berry. Those are the two I remember. Cloud Atlas. This was another weird ass movie, but shit, I called everything in this movie. I almost want to spoil it because it was so funny, dude. Me and my girl were dying laughing. Okay.
basically what happens is before you know it, the world is like upside down through a reset. A reset occurred. And in this version of the reset, the black people are the like white space, clean, industrial, like what's the word? They're like the space traveling, super technological people. And as you see Tom Hanks right here, he's the tattoo ooga booga type people. Only he's, dude, they play on that so hard, and they basically make the black people the slavers kind of. It's so funny. And I call that shit before you could ever even know what was going on. You never even saw the black people come in yet. It was just white people fighting white people. Like tribal. They're tribal people. And this shit was so funny when it happened. I was like, babe, look, I told you they're gonna make these white people the black people. I told you, I fucking told you. And they do it.
Literally just like race reversal, basically.
Oh, it's not even, they don't even hide it, even one iota. It's not like there's a smattering of white people in the black people's area. No, it's black people coming down to Earth to like see if it's inhabitable again, because it was like a nuke type shit, like a radiation event. And so it's like hundreds of years from when they were last able to come to Earth. Anyway.
Well, look how they have in both these two little thumbnails. One of them I get is like kind of like the poster of it, but both these two little thumbnails that it's showing on the search screen, if you Google this, you got Halle Berry showing both her eyes, but in both of these pictures, Tom Brady is one, or Tom Hanks is one eye symbolism.
Yeah.
Both of those, you know,
Mr. 201 too. They even highlight his eye in this too, and yeah, good point. Very good point. Yeah, but yeah, it's like I said, it's like 8 movies playing into one. It's actually really like 16 movies, because it's like 8 different stories, and each story has a parallel story going on, and some of them they're all intermingled. That's the kind of the point, and they're really trying to make this like, they're trying to make it seem like it's this large like thinking kind of movie. Oh, you really gotta this shit is so base and surface, but but whatever. It's like they always try to do that. It's just like it doesn't play out that way. I'm kind of shitting on the movie, but I do remember it being entertaining. Like, it was interesting, but I knew right away like what they were gonna do with just about every single story. It really isn't like anything to be praised at all, for sure, but there is stuff to decode in this movie 100%. And like I said, I didn't have my pen and pad out when I was doing it. I remember much of what was going on, and this one was this particular story, it didn't happen right away. So it's like I said, there's like multiple stories, and it's like showing how the people weave in and out of each story. Like, one guy in one story will be like the villain, but he'll be like the passerby who does the good deed in another one that sets this story going. It's just like they're trying to do something crazy with it, but it's all revolving around this like musical, whatever you call it, when someone writes a musical ballad type thing, it's called the Cloud Atlas. That's where the name comes from. But anyway, it had good music. Like, the music was kind of cool, but it was an interesting movie, that's for sure. Let's see, because I thought I remember this being long as fuck. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's deep. It's almost 3 hours.
Damn, so. Dude. Oh my gosh.
Like I said, they got their money's worth for all their stars in it.
Yeah, they weren't messing around with that one.
Budget 150 million.
Look at that. Break even.
Did 130. Yeah, exactly.
At best, break even, huh? All right.
Made zero money.
Does that say at the bottom? Rufus Sixsmith? That's the guy's name in the movie?
Yeah, the names I remember being very interesting as well. And I'm sure it does kind of revolve around one story, because the one story, and only one story, is someone writing the Cloud Atlas, which is a musical. Like I said, it's like, whatever it's called. What do they call it? A sextet. It's like anyway, but it like that song affects every other story type shit.
It's really
So
weird.
it's
But
kind of
anyway,
like-
it's just
Is it like a butterfly effect through music or
that's
something?
an interesting one. I haven't thought about that movie in a million years. But well, what's the best? Have you seen The Time Machine?
The Time Machine or like Hot Tub Time Machine?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think
that shit again.
Look at the production company of that place real quick. Anarchos Productions.
Yeah.
I bet Chaos isn't on their list of things to do.
Oh, absolutely not.
No. So just The Time Machine. Is it good?
Yeah, Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, like stabbing somebody.
He was in every movie back in the day, dude. Which is funny. In the Time Machine, he plays the Time Machine. And he's also in Prometheus, the Alien movie. He plays the megalomaniac father of the one chick who leads the team to that planet. He's the one trying to get the alien worm thing so he can live longer, so he can prolong his life. But yeah, they do this guy up instead of just hiring a really old guy, they just put this guy in prosthetics. You gotta wonder why they do that every time.
Bro.
Huh?
I said he ain't no Walton Goggins. That's the dude. Orlando Jones, man. Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Orlando Jones.
Blast from the past.
Yeah, and like total plant. Like I mean, they all are right, but I mean, what if you remember back to Orlando Jones? In my opinion, he had a very pivotal, significant role, as far as bringing kind of like the race, like how do I say this? As far as racially integrating culturally, as far as blending maybe between in the 90s. That's when he kind of had his big thing is in the 90s.
You're talking about him like kowtowing to white media.
Yeah.
How he was like they would use him in every like as the stereotypical
token black guy is what they kind of refer to.
Yeah,
so he's
agree
like one of the quintessential token black guys.
He's very Nickelodeon.
You know, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, yeah, like the elites or the people who try to shift perspective and move the people, manipulate the people. That was one of their big role players as far as that goes, in my opinion. There was Orlando Jones and who, like, I guess, you know, Chris Tucker as well.
Yeah, but even then, Chris Tucker was in movies that like were definitely not aimed towards the, you know, white.
Fair enough.
Movies, but Orlando Jones was almost.
Look at that guy's name's Uber in the movie. Years
Morlock.
Uber, isn't it? What year is this movie? 2002. So before Uber, there's the Uber for you.
Which is weird that they use Uber. What does Uber mean? Like super?
Yeah, I get like ultra or more. Or,
why does he come up right away? That's weird.
Wow. Yeah, that is weird.
Who the hell's looking that guy up? Supreme, yeah, Supreme or Extreme.
That's a very elite name right there.
Absolutely.
And look at that, quietly, commonly used for a ride share. You know.
Yeah. I'm on the Supreme ride. Yeah, because you know this Prius C is just supreme, bro. I love riding in these laps of luxury. This Toyota Corolla is really just supreme ride.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's Uber Warlock, but really, if you kind of look at it the right way, it could be elite Warlock. You know what I mean?
Well,
or extreme Warlock.
I don't want to spoil the movie, but like Morlock was like a race.
Oh. Okay.
And he was the greatest Morlock. And he was the greatest Morlock for a reason.
Get you.
But if we end up watching that movie, I don't want to give it away because it's literally the end of the movie. That's the actual end of the movie. But so yeah, I have the Fountain and the Time Machine and Cloud Atlas. But like I said, Cloud Atlas is a piece. I don't know. We put that one off. That's definitely lower on the list.
Yeah, I think the Fountain for sure.
I would say between the Time Machine and the Fountain.
The Fountain. That's what I meant to say.
I would say watch The Fountain. If I had to recommend any of them for this kind of thing, I would say The Fountain. I've never seen anyone break it down or talk about it, and it is esoteric. It is alchemy, the movie.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna watch it whenever I get off.
Rachel. This is like after The Mummy too, so this is Rachel, the girl from The Mummy. That pretty much made.
Okay,
Rachel Weisz, that's her name.
So she's from. Wait, hold on. You said she's from The Mummy?
Yeah, she was the love interest of what's his face in The Mummy. They're remaking The Mummy.
Really?
When's that shit coming out? And they're this year. Oh wait, no, not this one. No. They made an evil version. They made a horror movie of The Mummy. It's the same universe as The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, but it's like an evil, like dark one. But there's supposed to be a new one with Brendan Fraser. Anyway, this is getting a little long in the tooth.
That's a great song. Les Claypool, anyone out there, check out Long in the Tooth. It's an awesome track.
Don't hear people say that ever.
What?
Long in the Tooth.
It's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, The Mummy 4, 2027. So another year. So yeah. But yeah, Rachel Weisz is coming back for The Mummy 4. Poor girl. She probably has to make out with Chunky Brendan, the new Brendan.
I liked it better when he looked like Encino Man. Who's this whale dude, man? This is bullshit. She gets an extra $50,000 for love scenes with the whale, you know.
Oh yeah, she's definitely getting bonuses. Then again, I would assume she's still.
I mean, if this was Encino Man, Brendan Fraser, they consider it a favor instead, you know.
Very true.
Maybe.
Alrighty, y'all. So yeah, you guys got the homework. If you guys can think of anything now between now and 4 weeks from now, that's a month of time to give us your suggestions. And who knows, we might even be able to fit multiple in between then if they come in fast and furious. And don't recommend Fast and Furious because that's not happening. But yeah. Also, same idea. Let us know if you want to be on. Because that's kind of dried up as of late, and hopefully without me telling you every week, you still know that we're looking for more voices, more points of view, and all this kind of good stuff to join the program and chit chat, do our thing. But yeah, without going on too much longer, hope you guys enjoy the episode, and we will see you next week. Have a good one, guys.
It was great.
Later.
Take it easy.